Je.
Okay guys, selamat datang ke episod yang ke-6 live podcast isukan kita bersama kita. Kita tengok
What's up?
dia orang ni. Saya tak tahu tema kita tak ada kena-mengena dengan bola, tapi tak tahu lately memang banyak kot orang kongsikan pasal bola, Ronaldo datang ke MU lah dan sebagainya. So you guys can see this is our guy. This three guys. So okay, sebelum tu selamat datang guys ke live stream podcast episod yang ke-6 Aperture. So saya bersama moderator podcast kita Adin, saya Mim J, dan bersama kita tetamu kita dah ada dah terus dalam live kita, iaitu Desaifer and Cloud. Welcome guys.
Welcome guys. Selamat datang.
What's up? Yo.
So lain macam
orang semua
kali
gaduh pasal MU ke pasal Chelsea ke apalah kan. Yang ni tak boleh gaduh guys.
Betul.
Yang ni tak
boleh gaduh. Nanti kita
So dia memang dia macam pemisah. Dah no more fighting. Kita sokong pada satu. Mentang-mentang kita dah baru celebrate kemerdekaan kan. So memang ngam lah. Memang nice lah.
Memang nice. So kau asal MU pula ni?
Itulah aku nak meraihkan jugalah. Dah happy merdeka, happy juga ada old hero balik kembali ke pasukan kegemaran aku gitu.
Lepas tu ultimate goal dia main dekat stadium macam ni
memang
hopefully dapat angkat lah trofi tu. Kalau tak dapat pun tak apalah, orang kata tak apalah.
So guys, macam biasa podcast isukan kita bawakan dua tetamu kita yang penggiat isukan, iaitu pengulas isukan Cloud dan Desaifer. So Adin, mungkin kita sebelum kita pergi kepada diorang, kita recap sikit industri isukan kita yang terjadi lately, yang event-event besar. Kita ada paling besar dekat Malaysia is MEL 2021
MEL.
yang baru saja melabuhkan tirai dia, iaitu pertandingan terakhir MLBB. Betul. Cuba Din, kau recap apa yang
pertandingan terakhir was MLBB yang telah dimenangi oleh negeri Pulau Pinang
kan?
Pulau Pinang menang 3-0. So tak tahu lah, aku pun tak sempat nak tengok, but daripada skor nampak macam it's a landslide punya victory lah. But it's not just about MLBB. Kita ada FIFA, kita ada Dota, kita ada PUBG pun ada. So banyak lah apa orang kata isukan punya games yang dimainkan dekat MEL ni. Hopefully dengan sokongan yang diberikan, hopefully next year kita dapat tengok lagi sekali MEL untuk 2022 pula. Betul.
Okay, lepas tu kita ada MEL, kita ada PMPL yang berlangsung pada saya rasa Super Weekend yang pertama. So esok akan mula Super Weekend yang kedua. And then banyak tim-tim pro Malaysia yang akan bertanding. So good luck guys and have fun. And kita tak lupa juga MPL ya, Din, esok.
Of course MPL ada. Week yang keempat, transfer window is open. So banyaklah pasukan yang akan tengok perubahan. And kalau korang follow dekat MPL punya group fan base tu, banyak news, banyak rumours yang orang main taburkan je. But it's fun lah, Nampak community tu semakin lama semakin membesar, tak kira apa-apa permainan pun.
Yelah, sementara kita nak go to pada personality diorang, guest kita. Desaifer. Bro, boleh sembang sikit pasal FIFA on MEL. Apa yang kau boleh kongsikan?
Orang kata apa, FIFA dekat MEL ni orang kata apa, sangat-sangat menarik lah. Meskipun di peringkat final tu pertembungan di antara dua giant tu, di antara Selangor menentang dengan Kedah.
Dulu memang elektronik punya team dengan
dia nampak Kedah.
Wow.
Orang kata apa, the ever so talented camak ataupun pemain muda daripada Esports ESKL Selangor. ESKL lepas tu orang kata bertemu dengan juara untuk EMFL 2 kali berturut-turut Favlin. Orang kata apa, satu saingan cukup menarik lah. Dan the grand final was so hype sehingga ditentukan dengan orang kata apa, golden goal, dan tahniah kepada Favlin lah. Favlin daripada Orange Esports kerana menjadi juara tahun ni saja geng. Dia menang 3 major tournament. 2 EMFL, 1 MEL. So without a doubt, Favlin ialah seorang pemain orang kata apa yang boleh katakan terbaik di dalam Malaysia sekarang inilah.
Kalau kita ada kalau kita ada Esports Award, player yang terbaik banyak achievement, dia boleh nominate one of the best lah, sebab dia punya rangkul of achievement tu memang sangat-sangat banyak lah kan.
Kita pun
boleh
tahu,
lah sebab
Adin pun aktif dalam FIFA Adin.
As a casual player, pro memang tak lah. I tak boleh lah nak, dribble macam orang 5-star skill move tu, no. I casual player je.
Sebab FIFA ni is special betul lah. Dia macam ada orang saja yang boleh main. Macam saya tak boleh main game bola, lagi-lagi yang dekat keyboard. Memang lagilah. Tapi kita tengok ramai gila pro boleh main kat keyboard tau. Macam imagine dia orang boleh control player. Betul lah. Sekelak apa pandangan kau pasal FIFA punya scene ni? Sementara kita
Betul
tu
For me pun like casual player je lah, like same lah kan. Main pun
main
like
juga.
pas bola pun is like just bayangkan kita main dekat padang and then passing macam tu je. Nak dribble tu semua pun memang tak reti lah dalam tu lah kan. And I think actually the scene FIFA dekat Malaysia ni, to me is a very underrated scene sebenarnya.
Betul.
It's a very very underrated scene. Dan bukan saja daripada segi players, kita juga ada player FIFA yang wakil negara sampai ada pernah main dekat Germany lah, main dekat macam-macam tempat lagi. Jadi sebenarnya scene FIFA kita sangat underrated. Termasuk juga dengan, I have to say this, kita punya talent, kita punya bakat pengulasan kita sangat underrated juga sebenarnya. Patut diketengahkan lagi.
Betul.
actually it's good that you pointed out like that apa ni Sir Cloud, because kalau dekat peringkat negara kita sendiri kan, kita ada Favlin among the best in Malaysia. Tapi kita ada dua pemain yang telah melayakkan, actually menang untuk peringkat antarabangsa bawah FIFA Global Series tau. Kita ada Akmal JHD daripada Clasico, dan juga kita ada Lokman HZQ ataupun Fenray daripada pasukan GBX, which diorang main untuk bawah pasukan FAM, bawah E Rimau, ranking Malaysia. Walaupun dalam bola sepak betul kita dalam 150 lebih kalau tak silap Abel, tapi ranking E Nations FIFA Malaysia ranking 3 dunia.
Puyo!
Ranking 3 dunia.
That is like level kalau kita cakap macam France ke Brazil ke.
Atas
in the
kita
real
Brazil,
football.
tak silap Abel, atas kita Brazil nombor 1 England. And kita nombor 3. Bawah kita Uruguay.
So that's the only championship that England can take home ke?
Well, disebabkan oleh COVID-19, so the tournament tak boleh run. Tetapi orang kata apa? If ikut rating, kita nombor 3 dunia. Hands down.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, that's the beauty of it lah. Sebab kita pun dalam industri masing-masing, I dengan MLBB, Sir Cloud dengan PUBG. But we cannot tutup sebelah mata dengan achievement benda ni tau. Walaupun mungkin dari segi popularity tak banyak sangat. But then again, macam Abel cakap, macam Desaifer sendiri cakap, number 3 dekat dunia. And then I know like Fenray pun I ada follow dia sikit. I pun suka tengok bila dia live stream, bila dia main, and I tahu dia dah wakil Malaysia dekat peringkat antarabangsa. And those kind of achievement, dia macam something yang kita tak boleh nak, orang kata neglect lah sebenarnya. Everyone should know, everyone should be a part of it, support it, and semua orang ni mewakili Malaysia, atlet untuk Malaysia kan, and sama-sama usaha untuk tingkatkan lagi quality dan juga ranking Malaysia lah sebenarnya.
So kita ada Aiman Roshizam yang
Apa lagi sekali dia?
dia kata sadly nation tu tak dapat jalan kat Denmark, but yes, Malaysia at third is a huge one. Memang betul.
Ya, correct. Sebab who would have guessed yang orang kata apa, ketika kita agak kecewa bola betul, kita tewas dengan UAE, dengan Thailand apa semua kan. Tiba-tiba bila FAM keluarkan squad E Rimau, mula-mula there was some skepticism tau. Orang macam orang fokus lah bola tu bagi betul squad kebangsaan dulu. Tiba-tiba tengok kita friendly lawan dengan if not mistaken Singapore kita kalah, tapi kita lawan dengan Hong Kong menang. Kita lawan dengan Jepun, ranking nombor 1 Asia pun kita menang. One of dia punya players tu very very mantap. Kita lawan dengan Japan, South Korea pun kita menang. In fact kita ada pelasar dia orang 10-0. Akmal waktu FGS tak silap Abel punya kelayakan untuk pergi ke Denmark, tak silap Abel, if memory serve me correctly. I think the top goal scorer was Malaysia ketika menentang dengan Korea, South Korea. Wow. We are good. Tapi itulah Bak kata Aiman yang ada dekat Facebook tu, hai apa khabar Aiman? Yes, we did not make it sebab tournament dekat E-Nations Denmark tu di-cancelkan kerana COVID-19.
Itu something unfortunate lah, kita pun tak boleh nak elak kan. But yeah, I mean before aku pass kat Manji, kerana aku pasti dia pun ada bawa soalan. Cuma aku nak pass dekat Desaifer lah ataupun Bayan. Apa pendapat you tentang this paradigma yang kita kat Malaysia ni kan, we tend to have macam, kalau sukan betul, like physical sport, kita memang bola sepak je. Walaupun kita menang tak menang, kita mesti nak fokus kat itu, mesti nak berikan highlight pada itu. Sedangkan contohnya, hoki kita lagi padu ke, rugby kita pun padu ke. Sama juga dengan isukan ni. You know, FIFA kita memang padu, nombor 3. But then again, kita still nak fokus dekat, I'm not kata putting down PUBG ke ataupun MLBB ke, but then the focus mesti dekat MLBB ataupun PUBG. Then FIFA dia macam bawah sikit. Sedangkan FIFA, as we can say, the result ataupun the achievement is far much more, orang kata tinggi sedikit lebih berbanding kepada ni. But what's your thought about this whole thing?
Well, that is an interesting question lah Din. Sebab at the end of the day, it's all about the game itself. Ini just pendapat Abel. Kalau kita compare dengan game seperti MLBB, kita compare dengan PUBG Mobile, first you need to understand the platform. Every Tom, Dick and Harry has a phone. So they play the game. The crowd, dia punya reach is huge, more bigger than a crowd of people yang bermain secara konsol. Itu benda yang fakta kita kena admit. But the thing is that also is about the attention given by the media outlet itself pun perlu memainkan peranan penting. Sebab orang kata apa, how do I say this? A win is a win. Society hanya akan tahu dengan cara media memainkan peranan penting. Macam apa ni, Sekelak cakap, oh, okay, we have players which is, the game is underrated, the talent is underrated. A bit of help from the media would give a long, membantu jugalah game. So even dulu waktu ketika FIFA E-Nations Cup, in fact waktu Malaysia kita hantar 2 pasukan ke FIFA E-Club World Cup. Sedar atau tak sedar, itu adalah kejohanan pertama di mana bukan 1 tetapi 2 skuad Malaysia pergi ke peringkat kebangsaan. Dan sedar tak sedar juga, di dalam kejohanan itu ada 2 anak muda Malaysia yang dipilih untuk mengulas. Di kejohanan itu, satu dalam bahasa Inggeris, iaitu Matthew Isaac. Dan for the first time ever, anak Melayu mengulas dalam bahasa Melayu di kejohanan FIFA dipilih oleh FIFA.
Wow.
That's number 2. Dan also number 3 also, for the first time ever, harus to be given shout out also, reporter datang daripada region Malaysia untuk cover zone Asia, zone 2. So kalau tidak diperketengahkan lagi bakat-bakatnya ada ni, people will never know.
Agree.
Tetapi again, it goes back to the, orang kata apa, the pool of people yang watching. It's a very niche group macam FIFA. Jadi persoalannya di sini, adakah FIFA akan go away? No. Kerana selagi ada 22 orang di atas padang nyata mengejar bola, game bola sepak tidak akan hilang. Dan selagi mana ada game bola sepak tidak akan hilang, Abang yakin Malaysia mampu untuk ke peringkat yang lebih tinggi di dalam dunia bola sepak. And not to forget also, this is just a small part also, daripada organizer-organizer yang berjuang keras untuk menaikkan lagi arena sukan bola sepak, especially like James Bond. They work so hard to build the community. This sort of particular people, bila kita contribute datang together, we can take esports FIFA bola sepak negara, bola sepak ke peringkat antarabangsa, and FAM pun bila datang membantu, guess what? We are now ranking nombor 3 dunia.
Wow. I mean, that's the thing lah. The only way to go from here is upwards, you know, dengan apa semua support daripada the whole side, the fans, the community, as well as the orang kata FAM and then media. Hopefully we can pull in more support untuk betul-betul orang kata berikan sokongan kepada anak-anak muda yang bertanding, tak kira dari segi players, the talent, macam you sendiri cakap, broadcaster pun anak Melayu sendiri, cast bahasa Melayu dekat peringkat antarabangsa, English caster from Malaysia juga. So hopefully because I see a lot of good things dekat FIFA punya side, walaupun I sendiri tak sempat nak baca everything, tak sempat nak catch up everything, but I tend to get to know sedikit sebanyak as much as I can, and yeah, macam bangga tu, Malaysia siut dekat antarabangsa, it's like you know, something to be proud of lah.
So kita ada Kelvin Pang guys in the house. Kelvin Pang, welcome. Wow,
Dia dah hantar jus orange pergi rumah RSG belum?
Nah, dia komen, Abel Mat Sekaici have done a lot to promote Favlane and Orange in the e-football scene. Very much appreciated.
Nice.
Thank you,
He
Kelvin Pang.
deserve it lah. Favlane deserve it. He deserve it, yes.
Alright, I think Abang Mat Sekaici is like orang-orang yang kuat FIFA orang-orang kuat, trying to push all these people forward apa semua kan. And this is work of 3 orang. I mean, pretty sure ada banyak lagi supporting cast dekat belakang kan. And to get nombor 3, apatah lagi kalau betul-betul 100% support from the media, from FAM and whatnot apa semua. What more can we achieve lah daripada sini? Hopefully better things could come untuk pasukan Malaysia.
InsyaAllah.
Itulah.
Perbincangan kita sedar tak sedar dia jadi tiba-tiba jadi lagi deep Okay. Tak sempat guest kita nak kenalkan diri bro. Andrew start dulu bro. Kenalkan sikit diri, macam mana dalam e-sport.
Kenalkan sikit diri So,
Yeah.
okay, so siapa-siapa yang first time kita jumpa, hi. Most people dalam e-sport kenal know me as Sir Cloud. Sometimes I forget my real name juga to a certain extent. So, just a little bit of background. Actually, I didn't start in esports dulu. So, I'm this year 35. So, generally, I'm a bit more older than most people dalam
Muda
esports
lagi.
lah. Muda lagi.
Muda lagi.
Tapi selalu kalau banding dengan orang kan, it's like, umur berapa? 21, 22. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Same age me macam tu. Same.
Kita sama lah
Kita sama.
So I've worked in a corporate environment for more than 10 years sebenarnya sebelum I really truly start dalam esports. So it all started like for me is I started dengan buat content dulu. I buat written content, I buat VOD, YouTube content, and it was focused more on Dota because there is a gap to fill that time, and up to now juga lah kan. So Dota is arguably one of the most complex games around, or MOBAs around lah kan. So the problem with this is I'm going to hubung kaitkan sedikit lah dengan what we talk about bola tadi lah kan. The problem is this is because the game is fun and it's complex and it's great. We like the complexity of the game and all that, but dia tak newbie friendly. So so it's not easy for new people to come in. Like if you're new to Dota and you come in and then you like play a few rounds and then kena toxic because you don't know how to play the game and then you just get demotivated and then the game will just die because you don't get new people lah kan. So that's one thing. And the game publisher also plays a big role juga dalam making the game newbie friendly. So they failed to do that in my opinion. And I've always been very critical about Valve sebenarnya, from community level, from marketing level, by the way. Marketing level, but I'm not going to go there just yet. I'm not going to go there. Game publisher has a big role to play dalam marketing a game. I'm just saying. Hashtag FIFA juga sama. Yeah. So I also, instead of like complaining about it, like I played Dota since I was 17 or so. So it's like been it's 18 years by now I played Dota, like I since Dota 1. So instead of complaining about it, I'll be like, okay, tak apa. Kalau nobody's going to do anything about it, instead of complaining, let me just do content. Sama ada orang tengok ke tak tu tepi cerita lah kan. Like you just start something. Like I write articles about why certain pro players do this and so on, and then I create the VODs of like heroes of the month or heroes of the week, something like that. It's still in my YouTube, by the way. Kalau scroll bawah-bawah. And then I discovered live stream. So I discovered live stream quite accidentally juga lah kan. Kalau nak the long story short is that a colleague in my office used to dia bawa this blue mic. So you know that big mic lah kan.
Okay.
The blue mic. So dia bawa dekat office one day. And then I was walking by and then I was like, not everyone uses the mic. Kan? Dia bukan mic for everybody. So I asked the guys like, hey, what are you doing with the mic? And then dia cakap, I brought this for some live streaming purposes, yang dia nak buat this thingy dekat office like with a few friends. And I'm like, what's live streaming? How do you do it? And then benda tu become a curiosity of mine, and then they ajar, and then I started live stream, and then we talked about Dota, and then my live stream was focused on Dota. So people would come and then kita cerita pasal meta, kita cerita about why things people do it and so on. So as I moved along with my it was a hobby for me lah kan at the end of the day. So as I move along with my hobby, I go to events, I see people, and then that was back in 2018 or so, somewhere about there lah. 2018, 2019 macam tu. Yeah.
Okay.
So then I go to events, then I get to know people. And then this is where so somebody at this event like and said that, hey, I watch your stuff. Like you can explain about the game. You know how to talk about the game. Have you ever tried casting before?
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is like that's the start like and so I was like casting. How do you do that? Because you know you watch TI, you watch all the international
Yeah.
shows back in the day like and you will always think like oh casting tu untuk Mat Saleh je.
Betul. Betul.
Kan?
I agree.
Like what Abe said lah kan. It's like, oh kita bangga sebab kita ada wakil Malaysia cast dekat international tournament now. But back then, who would have thought kita boleh sampai dekat situ?
Toby Wan lah.
Well, Toby Wan is idola guys.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, how do I do that? Okay, let's watch a game and then we just cast together because the guy just wanted to like suka-suka fun je lah. And then I just follow tag along and then I kind of tag along follow on. So I live stream and then kita watch the game and then kita buat macam kita the caster and then we just do it. We did a few sessions and then at some point some of our schedule kita tak boleh nak samakan lah kan. Dia pun busy and then I pun ada hal lain. So I just went on like, hey, this is kind of interesting. So let me just try and do it on my own. Because if I look back at semua of my past casting yang mula-mula tu, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like banyak senyap and it's like trying to process information in your head.
Game
your
Dota
mouth.
kan masa tu kan? Dota.
For Dota. Yeah. Back in the day, I cast Dota je. I tak reti cast benda lain. Yeah, but if Dota is like, okay, like I can do it this way. Yeah. So I cast. So after practicing for like 3 months on my own, then lepas tu I decided like, okay, let's take it up a notch. I want to feel how is it untuk cast orang punya event. So what I did was is that every time I nampak poster kan, I nampak poster dekat mana-mana dekat internet and whatever, ada this a small tournament and all that. I akan message the organizer. I cakap, boleh tak I cast your event for free? Upfront I cakap, for free.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is my VOD. Basically my live stream lah. I tunjuk dekat dia lah kan. See, I can do it. Kan? Sebab you want it that much lah kan. And I was still working that time. I'll tell you when I stopped working and go into full-time esports. There's an interesting story to that. So and then so I go gig after gig and it's all free. I think it was for maybe the next 6 months or so. It's quite a long time that it's like because I upfront I offer myself free. It's free. Because I don't I tak risau pasal I punya financial because I have a job.
Okay.
Yeah, so I tak risau sangat. Then it's just more of like a weekend thing that I do out of interest like that. So I just wanted to do it just for the sake of doing it. And then this is where it's quite interesting like and so then came this advertisement dekat Isukan. This page. Yeah,
This
most
page.
of you.
This page.
This page.
Where it all started.
Where it all started.
So many history tau on this page actually. Betul lah sekelap.
Yeah, betul. This page is very historical. So it's historical to me also. So I was still doing my thing like every weekend I just wanted to fill my time with casting someone's tournament for free pun tak apa lah kan. And then one day I saw this advertisement dekat Isukan. So dia kata dia mencari pengulas yang kena tahu pasal PUBG. Okay, kena tahu pasal PUBG and that's it. Basically, it's very, very basic information. Mamba knows what I'm talking about. I'm just saying. Okay. But before that, actually, in between, like actually, I kind of skipped the story, like, but before that, I backtrack a little bit. So along the way of casting only Dota, so there was this one event whereby I cast and then Lin is the production.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't know he was the production now. It's because I deal dengan orang lain. And when I came for the thing, it was offline setting in a mini studio somewhere in Sri Petaling. And then Lin walked in. And then I was like, hey, you're Lin! you like, hey, I know you, you're Lin. That sort of moment lah. It's the first time we met lah kan. And and apa tu? And then we did the event and all that. We get to know each other. Lepas tu kita macam lepak after that lah kan. And then one of benda yang Lin bagi tahu is this. Dekat Malaysia, you tak boleh cast satu game sahaja. You kena belajar cast macam-macam game. So that sparked inspiration to me on like casting different games lah kan. And then after that, the next game outside of Dota, because I tak pernah cast game lain, so I tak reti. The next game outside of Dota was PUBG Mobile. And that one point is like, because Lin ada cast this event, so I'm like, hey, can you like, can I tag along with you kan? We duo cast terus live event orang ni. Like I didn't even know what to expect. I don't know what the rules, the point system are, blah 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 blah. Semua tak tahu. Zero nights. But I just walk in macam tu. Ingatkan macam ni boleh lah ni. How difficult can PUBG is. But then you know where your gap is.
Agreed.
Then you realize that it's a different skill lah altogether. So I pandang rendah pada games outside of Dota that time. And then okay, after I did that, then I know dah every game ada dia punya specialty dia, how to cast. The only game I haven't really cast is bola lah, so I have to give it to Abe lah.
Of course.
Abe kita ada history juga, so we'll get to that later.
Yes, we do have a history.
We have a small history. We'll get to that later. So after that, then I know like, okay, each game, what's the thing that you really must know. Wajib. So MLBB. So I learned to cast MLBB. I learned to cast CSGO. That time Valorant tak wujud lagi. And yeah, basically I cover most of the big titles that time lah. And then fast forward, it comes to the Isukan thing, whereby I saw this ad and I was like, just still doing my thing of like, mana nampak poster, I will just, do my thing lah kan. Like I don't even mind if it's for free because it doesn't really matter for me. And Kelvin Pang in the comment section, yes, actually we met in Kuching. That was actually before the whole PMPL thing juga, before the whole Isukan thing juga. Yeah, Gaming for Humanity. That time was quite interesting because that one event, they asked me to cast 3 different games.
Wow, okay.
In one event. So I switched from Dota, CSGO, PUBG. In one day. It's like, okay, PUBG dah habis kan? Go to there, Dota cast. Dah habis kan? Okay, next is CSGO. Go. So it's like this one guy who can just go here.
Sekelap macam kenduri ya, macam kenduri ya. Basuh pinggan sana, angkat pinggan.
Dah lah I pakai vest. So lagilah macam orang jaga kenduri kan.
Okay, one man everything.
Not only that, everything, including different languages. CSGO will be English Dota will be BM. It's like macam tu je. It's like switching macam tu je.
Wow.
In one event. And then PUBG will be BM dekat belakang tu. Nasib baik tak suruh buat bahasa Sarawak lah.
Itu yang ada komen daripada Fira, Zaidi, Sekelap dan Cumas. Macam a pair cause both of them multi-talented, can cast few titles with different genre. So proud of the caster scene in Malaysia have do far. Wow.
Mantap.
Tapi betul. Macam multitasking, multi-game, multi-talented. Apa lagi?
I tak boleh masak, bagi tahu dulu. I masak Maggi pun dia boleh hangus. So I'm just saying. But okay, so after that, then the Isukan thing came, and then I just applied to my own thing, and then I got the call from Mamba. So the interesting hubung kait dia dengan Abe dia adalah macam ni. Tak adalah hubung kait sangat, tapi sikit. Actually, I delayed Mamba sedikit. Dia panggil because so I submitted my VOD apa semua lah kan. So dia panggil, dia cakap okay, kita nak interview and all that. Okay, fine. But I delayed Mamba a little bit because masa tu I pergi Johor. And that was the event kita jumpa Abe. That was one of the events. So that was the first time I met Abe. So Abe was casting betul-betul, kita bilik sebelah je. Dia buat FIFA, I was doing ML that time. So
and we were both shouting over our heads.
I know, right? Like bilik sebelah je. And everyone's like, apa dia orang dua ni buat? Especially when the VIPs came lah kan. And then kita macam in the aquarium, kita macam jadi bahan like zoo negara. Like this is custom. Oh wow.
Tak, yang best tu bilik kaca tau. Dia boleh nampak semua tau apa yang berlaku kat dalam.
Tapi tak dengar.
Waktu tu YB apa Datuk apa tu dekat dia punya VIP daripada JDT punya hyperdrink. So they were like going around our room. First from our side, tengok Abel, okay. And then dengan kamera bawa tengok screen. And then lepas tu pergi dekat your side pula. Dengan dia punya camera crew.
Yeah, do the same thing kind of like. So that's quite interesting experience. I mean, any offline event is always interesting. Like especially kita boleh jumpa kawan-kawan and first time jumpa Abel masa tu and whatnot. Like so it was a pleasure sebenarnya dapat jumpa Abel in person. And then after that then after that continue on dengan Mamba, and that's where I first time met Lala and Brian, orang belakang tabir for IO Esports. Like that time was already IO, I think. Yeah, if I remember correctly. And then I just macam biasa je lah, kita sembang borak-borak and whatever. After that, baru I tahu it's PMPL.
Oh.
Yeah, I never know because iklan tu tak ada tulis apa. There's no design that looks like a PMPL. They just basic isukan page design, just tulis ni ada tahu pasal PUBG Mobile and that's about it. So you thought it's just any other gig lah kan?
Yeah, faham.
Yeah, it's not like MPL the apa tu caster search lah. Upfront dia cakap, okay, this is for MPL.
Yeah.
So it's different. So yeah. Then I was lucky to get that opportunity, and then fast forward sikit. So this is where it gets a little bit more interesting lah kan. So PMPL season 1 was up until March last year. So that was when the COVID happened.
Yeah lah.
Right. So the event was prematurely transferred online halfway, and that was also the time actually I lost my full-time job.
Oh.
Yeah. So actually I'm one of those affected by waktu COVID, and then they said thank you, we have to let you go. So imagine this lah kan. Masa tu I kerja lagi. So I kerja pagi, I masuk office, PMPL will be petang. So by tengah hari I keluar ambil half day, I keluar and then I cast PMPL. So you can imagine this. Pagi somebody tells you, we're going to fire you. Petang you going to cast PMPL.
Oh, the mixed emotions like faham. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof, okay.
Yeah, and considering that I'm at the age yang macam so I used to work in HR. So considering I'm in this age category, like so I know that employability for me is not that easy. Plus I've worked myself up to a certain level dah lah kan. So it gets harder to secure a job when you're at a certain level. Yeah. So so I know that is the worst moment of my life lah that time. But we still pull through. I mean, we still did PMPL, and then and then it moves on. So for almost half a year, even after PMPL or during PMPL, all that period, like I mean, it's overlapping with the thing, like every day I have thoughts of being very depressed sebenarnya, because for all my life, sejak keluar daripada rumah, I ada kerja tetap, meaning that I ada income yang tetap. I know what to expect every month.
You have a safety net
Exactly. Yeah. So and I bukan nak cakap apa, but I used to kerja sampai tahap yang agak besar. My level is quite big sebenarnya, quite berpengaruh in my previous role. So tangga gaji pun macam tu lah kan. So there's a lot of comfortness in my life when it comes to financially or career wise pada waktu tu. So the moment you had to switch, you're forced to switch and move on to this life for full time, it's actually very hard to swallow sebenarnya, because so I adalah apply kerja dekat tempat lain lah kan, and all of them give me the same answers, which is, we like you but we're not sure if we can hire you because it's the current pandemic scenario, blah 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 blah, and so on. So it was very tough for me. I mean, I think most of us are talents here, like so kita pun tahu, like even if we cast also, I don't know when I'm getting paid.
Agree.
I mean, I this is not to ni lah kan, but it does take process for payments, and I understand. But it's of course, kalau nak compare dengan my life before this, is a 360 change lah. And all that. Like I used to like, okay, if I want the Starbucks, I can just go down and buy without thinking so much. Now, if I want to buy a canned drink also, I fikir 10 kali. That's how much life has changed for me lah sebenarnya. So yeah, and I guess what really changed throughout time was, I was grateful of the opportunities given lah. Especially, PMPL was a life changer. I don't know. I don't know if I never did PMPL, where would I be? Would I still be here today? And would I still have the opportunities given to me? This may go a bit dark lah kan, but I put it in the most straightforward way, is that kalau I tak buat PMPL and kalau I tak ada opportunities yang sampai hari ni, I dah boleh bunuh diri dah. This is where I understand why people lompat daripada bangunan, or that with the true stories around us lah kan. Because this is what I felt at some point. For the 6 months of not knowing what my future is. Not only for myself, I have an OKU brother as well. So there are a lot of things and aging parents, OKU brother, there are a lot of things to consider, right? So, but luckily it works out. It's just that I need to work harder than what I used to do, and I guess sampai sini lah. So I guess that's my current share. So before I take more airtime daripada Abe and everyone else, I'll pass back the table to you all.
No, but it's a very interesting story how kita tak tahu where my life might take us kan. You know, you macam Secloud sendiri, someone would say you living comfortably, you dah ada a day job that pays you monthly. You know that at the end of the month you will get paid a certain amount. So which makes everything, not gonna lie, much more easier lah kan. But then luckily somehow you still ada passion of esport, and at that time you buat, you know, weekend gig, and then you teruskan lagi sampai lah where you are now. And who would have thought yang, yes, it was really sad, it was really I tak boleh nak letak myself in your position because I don't know, I never experienced what you felt, yang you lost your job, your day job. But then again, the fact that you did esport for the whole this while, and then it come and save you at the right moment, at the right timing, so it's like everything's kind of fall to pieces, you know. It's like kalau maybe mungkin Secloud akan wonder, if aku tak buat esport dulu, if aku tak join dulu, if aku tak offer myself untuk casting for free back then, where will I be now? You know, I lose my job, I have nothing, then so on and so forth lah. But it's such a very inspiring story to know that somehow, you know, people dulu kita akan cakap esport, main game, like nak pergi mana, but who would have thought esport can save. Ini cerita Secloud, kita tak tahu cerita orang lain, you know, pro players ke, apa-apa talent ke, yang lain ke, cerita lain. This is just one example lah. So I think it's such a inspiring story yang kita semua boleh, orang kata, ambil teladan from it. Ya, Mimji.
So, itulah very inspiring story. Kita sebelum ni saya nampak Secloud ni macam dah satu established man tau. Macam seorang yang very humble, seorang yang very soft spoken. Bila dia explain something during dia punya podcast ke apa ke, dia talk about, aku kadang-kadang tak tahu apa dia cakap pasal apa, kadang-kadang pasal PUBG, pasal game apa kan. Tapi aku akan lepak sekejap lah. Mungkin sebab kita tak ada masa nak lepak lama, sebab kita ada kerja kita. Aku akan lepak sekejap, aku dengar dia cakap. Macam something yang kau akan rasa macam masuk dalam hati, and then aku rasa itu keistimewaan kau lah, Andrew. Rasanya mungkin benda tu kau boleh gunakan dalam e-sport lah, supaya e-sport ni boleh kembang. And then we are the community really rasa grateful lah you join our industry. Serius.
Dah berair dah mata dia orang tu, kau buat.
Lagi tu. Tak ada, kalau nak tahu lah, sebab ni kita dah episod yang ke-6. So every week yang masuk, ada je macam, yelah, we start off gelap-gelap, but then dia akan ada select some story yang akan membuat kita macam, oh my god,
dark time, and then
betul. Sebab orang nampak Secloud dah, you know, very successful person in e-sport punya line. Dia tak tahu like the background. Itu pun baru cerita sikit kan, tak cerita like the whole thing kan. And I'm pretty sure mungkin apa kata, Abel ataupun Desaifer pun ada kind of similar story how you started as a, I would say, caster for FIFA, but then I'm not sure apa yang lagi you buat back there. So mungkin Desaifer boleh cerita sedikit, you know, where you started at up until now, ataupun you boleh pendekkan cerita tersebut lah.
Kena pendek kan, sebab kalau tidak nanti kita boleh buat novel nanti.
Kita boleh buat, memang.
Jangan diajak caster sembang. Memang tak habis.
Memang tak habis.
Just to expand daripada apa Andrew cakap dari Club tadi. Not many people realize that there are people from the first gen yang cuba menyebarkan esports. Waktu tu dia tak panggil esports pun.
Yes.
Kita orang panggil e-gaming, cyber gaming.
Cyber game.
In fact, waktu kita orang join dulu tu, waktu World Cyber Games dekat KLCC.
Wow, itu memang itu waktu kita lah masa.
Ya, kita
Aku rasa macam aku ni anak korang, yang kau ni bapak-bapak aku tengah cerita. Kau tahu tak dulu-dulu? Macam tu lah. Sabar Bel.
Kau tahu tak dulu-dulu siapa pergi CC tak bawa peripheral tu biasa. Siapa pergi CC bawa mousepad Razer balut, itu memang pro gamer lah tu. So Abel, orang akan ingat Abel sebagai caster FIFA. Actually Abel sebenarnya caster Dota.
Betul.
I started my career as a Dota caster. I was there at SMM Melaka. I was there together with Toby Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a caster.
Okay.
I learned from him. So Toby Wan is my master. So then
Tengok.
lepas
Sekelab nak masuk.
Betul.
and then after that, waktu tu Toby Wan waktu dulu tu dia belum lagi sebagai dia stand alone, tapi waktu tu dia dengan GameStar. It's a East Sharp caster punya body daripada Australia. So that was why I started my Dota punya career lah, casting. So Abel tak keluar lah orang kata apa jauh, Abel cast waktu dekat universiti lah. So jadi Abel start daripada first as a humble Dota player. Kalau Cloud cakap kita dulu waktu 17 umur 17 main Dota kan, Abel percaya itu zaman Buriza ataupun Guinso.
Betul.
Waktu tu kita load Dota, kita boleh pergi kedai mamak, makan roti canai, masuk balik tak loading lagi. That is my era of Dota. Back then
berebut room, ada juga berebut room.
tak payah berebut room. Kita orang bergaduh dekat sisi siapa yang nak dapat room main lah. Sebab siapa yang tak cukup nanti kau tolak tepi.
Betul.
Room kau tak boleh main.
Dia siap macam ni tau. Siap tengok lagi orang tu tengah nak end main, dia nak keluar kan. Room 18 dia kosong rumah.
Lepas kita tunnel ramai-ramai. So that was my time. I commentate Dota. So after that, my journey daripada Dota, I established my own club, which is IIUM Esports Club. Waktu tu tertubuhnya IIM Esports Club bersama dengan Esports Malaysia. Waktu tu pelancaran dia dekat Felda. Waktu tu first time I jumpa Flava. And then also waktu
2000 what was that?
Wasn't 10, right? Wasn't 10. Was it 10? I forgot. And it was at that time also I jumpa dengan our good friend Afiq. Afiq, kalau kau ada, Assalamualaikum Afiq, harap sihat selalu. So and then daripada Dota, even at that time I dah jadi Dota player. I dah jadi Dota Marshal, I dah jadi Dota organizer dekat UIA. So dekat UIA tu kalau tahun 2015 sampai 2011, if you heard about IIM Dota even waktu tu dekat loyat.net, it was my tournament.
Yeah, I did. Yes. Memang famous time tu kat situ.
Yes, so it was my tournament. Back then my tournament waktu tu Fitri, if you all remember, Pemakan Dunia was also there. Kecil Imba was also there.
Wow. Kalau orang sebut Pemakan Dunia tu this is auto otai story.
So and then Kecil Imba was there, and then fast forward, I developed esports kat UIA. After keluar daripada UIA, that was around 2000, if memory serve me correctly, 15, I think. No, I keluar 2015
lah be.
No, I keluar UIA.
Keluar UIA.
Keluar UIA. So fast forward after I keluar UIA, waktu tu I was very lucky untuk berjumpa dengan Master Ramen in person. Waktu tu dia invited me untuk pergi buat jadi marshal untuk pelbagai tournament Dota seantero Malaysia satu ketika dulu, Selangor Cyber Games. Dan dekat situlah saya jumpa dengan seorang insan yang bernama Mamba dan juga Mimje yang menjadi host kita ni. All those while kita menjadi apa? menjadi marshal
Oh, itu zaman macam Marshall ni satu ikon tau tu naik. Tak, sebab betul kalau kau jadi Marshall tu, orang akan tanya kau, macam mana kau kerja dengan e-sport, macam mana kau serius betul Abel?
Yep. Waktu tu kita berpeluang bermacam-macam team kita jaga. Aku ingat lagi kejadian kita dengan MVP Phoenix. Kita jaga Execration. Execration was so fun. Me and the rest team handle. And then fast forward my last ever tournament. Ini untuk Marshall. Banyak lagi tournament.
Sangat banyak.
My highest tournament I jadi ialah waktu tu I was the tournament director untuk Galaxy Battle Shenzhen.
Betul.
In China. I was the tournament director. That was a very orang kata apa challenging event. Sebab apa? Sebab nak jadikan cerita kena ribut peti. More than half daripada tournament participant tak dapat hadir.
Betul.
Wow.
Betul.
Yes. And it was on my shoulders that I have to come up with a split second decision macam mana untuk settle the grouping. Even though there was flack. Memang ada orang kata why pam. Tapi I cakap we cannot run a tournament with less than half of the team. So what can we do? Apa yang jadi waktu tu, itulah my contribution as a tournament director untuk Galaxy Battle Dota dekat Shenzhen, China. So, bila masa I start jadi caster Dota? Caster FIFA. It was, if memory serve me correctly, it was during 2016. Ada iklan dekat Garena.
Iklan lagi.
Iklan.
Sama
Letak
nampak.
iklan
Sama
guys.
dengan
Letak iklan.
Sama semua orang kat sini So dapat iklan. It was 2016 untuk jadi caster untuk FIFA. I try out. And then alhamdulillah waktu tu dapat. And then lepas tu I met up with my co-caster sampai ke hari ni, which is Matthews Isaac. We came in at the same time. So and then it was at that time I met with if Aiman is still there, Aiman Roizal ataupun Aiman Sekaichi. So we become the trio for casters FIFA Online 3.
Wow.
So my first ever event wasn't a minor tournament, wasn't a national tournament, was an international selection. Ya betul, Arif Hakimi zaman-zaman FIFA Online 3, correct. Ialah FIFA for if I not Winter's Cup, Summer's Cup dekat Thailand. So it was my first ever international tournament. And I think by that time bila Abel dengan Matt masuk, Aiman waktu tu pun tak silap bercita-cita nak jadi seorang player. So he gets his chance. And he played very very well. Pop, jadi caster. I was working at that time. And then just by sheer luck, working wasn't that well. So I had to shift a lot of job. Dan at that time was a crucial time. I already got married. Do I have a choice to go full-time esports? All this while? Ataupun Abel kena pergi patah balik kerja 9 to 5. Sebab I have a family.
Yep.
So taatku kepada pegang tangan Tok Imam ialah menjaga keluarga sampai hidup sampai mati.
Betul.
So I decided dengan berat hatinya pada tahun 2017 masuk 2018 I stopped commentating fully. I went to work. I was a sales executive at an oil and gas company. Pedebuk. And then just by sheer luck, I lost my job. Due to the fact that KPI was so high, and then Abel pun kesihatan tak berapa baik at that time. So I was shown the door lah.
Faham.
So luckily at that time Abel still lagi berkhidmat dengan Garena as a caster. So on the amount of money yang Garena give, it was tak banyak. Tetapi at least bolehlah orang kata apa menampung sedikit hidup Abel sebagai seorang family man. Daripada 2018 tu sampai ke hari ni Abel bekerja sebagai caster menyara keluarga.
Wow.
Even up to today? Like,
Even up to today.
Dia tak ada full-time job or
I
whatever?
am not a full-time job.
Wow.
So from
impressed.
2018 sampai ke hari ni Abel adalah pengulas sepenuh masa.
Ush. Kena belajar financial dengan Abel lah lepas ni. Macam mana dia jaga tu.
Tengok dia cerita berkait lagi.
Ya.
Esports
I-
safe.
Kita ni I don't know.
Okay.
So at that time, Abel pernah bercakap lah kepada diri sendiri, how can I survive just merely commentating? Memang at that time, me dengan my wife, we took a holiday.
Yeah.
Sebab Abel pun dah tak ada kerja dah. Orang kata apa, tak ada morning job apa semua.
Yeah.
So we took a break. We pergi holiday for a moment and discuss our future. Saying, what is going on with you? I mean, asking me, what the hell is going on with you? So how are we going to survive? Macam mana nak survive seharian dengan hanya mengulas dengan beberapa sen sangat yang duit pengulas ni? Because kalau nak compare dengan semua orang, Abel bukannya seorang public figure yang ada berpuluh-puluh ribu followers kat Instagram ke Facebook ke apa semua. And also I am already old, soon I'll be 40. So technically, orang kata apa?
Wait, what?
Yeah, soon we all be 40, right?
Because
Soon.
you don't look towards that.
I agree.
Well, you know why? You know what my wife told me?
Ah.
I never act my age. Abel tak pernah orang kata apa berlakon my age, so nobody knows my age.
Betul. Jumpa
Umur bukan
Abel.
penghalang, guys.
Siapa
Yes.
kerja dengan Abel memang muka dia memang lain lah daripada dia punya perwatakan, cakap dia serius.
In fact, tonight is the only time that you guys know my background story. I never told anyone about my background story.
Wow.
Sebab it's one of my kept secret. Bahawasanya orang ingat Abel sebenarnya ada kerja lain. Abel mengulas ni
Betul.
sebenarnya mengulas ni
Serious.
part time, but no.
Yeah, I
Abel
think so.
bekerja daripada 2018, the day that I got my letter, bro, there's the door, you can leave the door. I'm not gonna say what happened to my old company, but they trained me well. However, sebagai Abel pun dah tua, kerja sale Abel dah tak mampu dah, kesihatan Abel sangat-sangat teruk at that time. I was even warded before, because trying to chase sales. So from there, Abel keluar, terima kasih kepada Garena waktu at that time still ada work, and just by sheer luck also during that time, I was in touch with James Bond also.
James Bond.
James Bond saw my talent. And then also let's say thank you kepada Fazli and Suki at James Bond, because I believe like this. If I wasn't good enough to do a job, people will not call me back. That's my conviction.
Betul.
If I am just riding the show just for the sake of riding the show, Abel kalau Sir Cloud cakap kata dia dalam 6 bulan dia nak pancung diri kan. 18, 19, 20, 2021. That is 4 years of no income only by commentating.
Wow.
And for kita punya Abang Adin kita, yang family man, Mim J, sahabat kita pun family man yang dah ada family apa semua. So some people are lucky, some people are not so lucky. But esports did save my life.
Betul.
So daripada Abel sembang dengan wife apa semua, wife cakap, abang, go get a work bang, we cannot survive like this. I said, Yang, before I met you, I survived on esports. Abel masuk tournament, I get money. Please allow me just to try once, just for once, untuk esports. This is the trouble time already, 2018. This is before COVID-19.
Agree.
I was already in my trouble time already. So wife cakap, okay bang, I trust in you, in your direction as a husband. I will support you and let's see di mana you can go. Tapi sambil-sambil tu carilah kerja bang dia sambil pelawak.
Dia ada selit lah.
Dia ada selit juga. And I'm very lucky because I have a wife yang support me 24/7. Walaupun dikala I told her that, Yang, I think I'm going to resign esports, screw esports, this is all not working for me. No, because can you imagine how are you going to survive as a family man with no income? Ini pre-COVID. Abel bekerja. Walaupun ada dugaan di dalam dunia esports, walaupun at that time, mungkin ada toxicity here and there, orang tak suka Abel, tikam belakang apa semua, but we have to carry on as a man of the family. So Abel bekerja, jumpa James Bond. James Bond at that time Abel ingat lagi, Abel cakap dekat Suki dengan Fazli after the first event dekat Rara Russia, Suki and Fazli, thank you, if you like my job, you can call me anytime, you have my number. Waktu Suki and Fazli cakap, we kind of like your cara your commentary is unique, is different. We see how. Tapi waktu tu Abel still dengan Garena lagi yang. And then Suki and Fazli cakap call lagi. And then call lagi. And then call lagi. Sampai ke hari ni masih lagi bersama dengan Games Bond. So I believe that I'm doing something right also. Dan Abel percaya they save my life dan esports save my life. So Abel sekarang ni 2020 sekarang tahun bila? 2021 kan?
Ya, yeah, 2021.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Nak jadikan cerita before my work yang asal dulu, I rarely got to give macam bagi duit belanja kepada wife. Bagi. Tapi tak banyak. Tapi after working dengan esports ni, I am able to give her a proper money for her to spend dengan esports. Me working as a career. Abel tak mampu lagi nak beli emas berjela-jela satu lengan. Matilah nak. Abel pun tak boleh macam tu kan. But dengan esports tolong Abel. I would like to say thank you kepada GameSpawn, kepada Suki and Fazli. Because they trust in me. Sebab bagi Abel pun tak nak makan masa sebab Abel sebenarnya ada timer sambil cakap dekat tepi ni. Abel letak timer ni.
Apa? Sila cakap je.
Sila, insyaAllah.
Sebab orang kata apa, if it wasn't for Suki and Fazli, if Sir Cloud cakap 6 bulan dia dah pancung kan, how on earth did I survive 4 years without income? Yes. And punya kumpul. In fact, there are times Abel macam pernah cakap juga, guys, Abel macam nak meminta, boleh tak tolong sponsor PC? Because back then, I have a PC. Back then, I have sponsors. But after 1 year of absentees, I am like a nobody already. I'm ghost. It's like, okay Abel, get back in line. There are new talents coming up.
So Abel, masa you betul-betul fokus dekat career kerja masa tu, memang e-sport tak sentuh langsung throughout that period tu? Ke ada sentuh sikit-sikit je lah?
If kalau Abel tengok Abel punya carta, I have my algorithm berapa event I casted. On average, tak sampai 10 in 12 months. I think it was once every month.
Okay.
Tapi sebelum tu Abel, aku teringat masa dulu kita buat kerja sama-sama. Betul lah, salah seorang penggiat e-sport kan. Abel ni lah yang ajar kita orang yang muda-muda ni. Yang muda daripada dia lah, mesti sama je lebih kurang. Ajar kena ada satu buku ataupun kita catat. Aku ingat Abel cakap kita kena catat allowance e-sport dengan allowance gaji kita yang masa tu dulu Abel masih kerja kan. Kena asingkan. Catat kau punya tournament, everything. Record.
Yes.
Tapi benda tu memang tak tahu nak cakap. Okay, sama memang.
So after that, aku tahu dia dah menangis dah berair mata dah tu.
Sila Bel.
So after that, where else as a commentator? Where else? In fact, as a commentator, where can I go? I'm getting older.
Yeah.
I'm getting older, I'm not getting younger.
Not only you, everybody.
Well, true lah. Tapi orang
Dia
kata
muda lagi, so dia tak kira.
yang atas ni, yang tepi Abel ni, sebelah sini tak boleh kira.
Yang ni pun
Yang
tak
bawah
kira.
ni pasal muda ni. Yang hujung bucu sana lagi muda. But at that time Abel fikir, look, Abel actually, to be honest, in 2020, I wanted to resign my commission as a commentator. I said cannot. There's nothing left for me in esports. I cannot break through. There's no achievement. In fact, apa yang Sir Cloud cakap, there was no recognition. Let me repeat, there was no recognition. So I'm not getting anything. Dulu pernah Abel macam nak minta sponsor apa semua, waiting for PC. Abel cakap, I cannot do this. I cannot mengharapkan kasih ihsan orang. I have to work. And nak jadikan cerita, in the year 2021, I got my first set of PC.
Wow.
First set of PC. Murah saja.
Hadiah tahun baru.
Hadiah tahun baru. Tetapi, orang kata apa, I was also fortunate along the way, I met good people. Orange especially. Orange Esports. They sponsored me. They helped me datang bantu Abel in my time of desperate need.
Oh my god.
They helped me. Cakap, okay Abel, I know you are already out, orang kata out of the curve, tapi use our PC. Use it as to your liking.
Shout out to Orange Sport.
Yeah, shout out to
Thank
Orange. Even now, I always like have a soft spot for Orange Esports sebab they still help me in times of desperate need.
I think
Suki and Fazli.
Orange Sport daripada zaman dulu zaman 2015, zaman Dota baru naik pun diorang, aku rasa orang yang paling organisasi yang paling banyak buat tournament, yang support bagi CC dan sebagainya. Serius.
Yes,
sampai sekarang.
Correct. So now bila dah masuk 2021 ni, bila masuk untuk FIFA E-Club World Cup. In fact, it wasn't there also. It was before. It's 2019. My first ever kemunculan dekat Piala Malaysia. And then lepas tu 2020 Malaysia Football League. 2 kali. Lepas tu Abel was selected tahun ini untuk mengulas di FIFA E-Club World Cup.
Wah, world guys. Dunia.
Jadi orang kata my journey, kalau nak cakap kata trajectory, I could have killed myself earlier ago.
No.
Tetapi disebabkan sokongan daripada my wife, my family, to a certain extent MJ, aku tahu engkau juga orang kata kadang-kadang aku tengok gambar kita waktu dekat dengan execration, I smile. Mamba call aku dekat Kelantan. Untuk event, I was like, shit man, I mean, I almost gave up something which is so good, which is dear to me. In fact, kalau kita nak cakap kata back then when people talking about beta key, I was among the few who has Half-Life punya beta key dulu. Half-Life punya beta key, the old gen. Back then. Before even Half-Life was here, I was already playing Half-Life. So, I'm not somebody orang kata kalau, apa ni je. I'm not orang the biggest guy in esports. Tetapi my journey in esports, there is ups, a lot of down, and banyak juga saat-saat yang almost ended my career. So jadi sekarang ni Alhamdulillah dengan equipment PC yang Abel ada, dengan sokongan daripada kawan-kawan, in fact
dengan green screen.
Dengan green screen. Ini semua salah MJ ni. Apa-apa cari mamba. I mean, for example, waktu Abel nak retire tahun 2020 tu, ada juga orang cakap, Abel don't retire. Abel don't let go of this. I mean, you can go forward. Abel dah 4 tahun tak ada income. In fact, kalau Abel sekarang ni, after this show, Abel sebenarnya ada account kena buat tau. Berapa income masuk, berapa yang perlu kalau kena bayar zakat, ada tak cukup untuk Abel bayar zakat.
You are the one teach me benda yang sama masa back then.
Contoh, all of that. So sekarang ni dengan esports, I mean, I tell yang mana yang ada yang ramai ni, guys, from me, Abel bukanlah orang yang otai yang lama. Tetapi remember, people may not agree dengan Abel. Esports is not a career yet. Esports is a job. Once dia dah develop, baru kita boleh panggil esports tu career sebab ada tangga your career advancement.
Betul.
Mahupun kita ni sebagai pengulas, okay sekarang ni I'm a lucky few. Lucky few. Tetapi bagi mereka yang aspiring, masih belum ada ruang terbuka lagi. Bila once esports dah develop, Abel yakin you want nak career sebagai caster, there's like 100 job open at one time. Now it can be a career. As for the time being, bagi Abel jujur, Abel 4 tahun tak ada income, hanya berharapkan kerja dengan esports. It is still a job right now. Dan orang kata tanpa sokongan daripada ramai ni kan, I think you might not be talking to me, but you might be talking somebody else.
Faham.
Dan minta maaf lah kalau ada yang terboring dekat luar tu, termeniti air mata. Tapi itulah sharing Abel sebagai orang kata dalam dunia esports ni. I'm a guy who doesn't look like I'm already going 40, but I can tell you, it's a very rough road lah. Satu perjalanan yang agak-agak sukar berduri.
I mean, there's so many things yang aku nak cakap, aku macam nak celah something like sebab the story of daripada Abel, Desaifer, daripada Sir Cloud juga, it's like very very inspiring because aku meletakkan perspektif aku sebagai macam aku cakap orang muda kan. Aku ni macam benih yang baru, korang dia satu pokok yang dah besar, yang dah ada banyak gila daun, and aku ni baru nak masuk dekat taman esports ini. And aku pun tak nak jadi orang yang macam tak apa orang kata, macam lupa diri, tak kenal siapa orang-orang ni, walaupun kita semua daripada background yang e-game berbeza-berbeza, PUBG, FIFA apa semua, but we all in the same kind of scope of e-sukan. We all want the betterment for Malaysia, we all want the betterment for our industry of e-sport kan. But at the same time, Abel selitkan cerita pasal kehidupan, being a married man. Benda tu sangat-sangat betul. Aku sumpah kalau boleh lepas ni aku akan contact Abel. Aku risau Abel, aku akan contact, aku tanya banyak benda sebab the whole ramai orang tak faham, bukan tak faham, ramai orang being married, you have a tanggungjawab as a husband, as a man of the family, kena provide for yourself as well as for your wife ataupun for your husband kalau you perempuan, and kalau you ada anak-anak lagi, lain pula cerita dia. And to just sustain that dengan e-sport yang belum lagi a career, macam Abel cakap, which I totally agree, walaupun dulu I fikir e-sport ni is a career, tapi bila Abel point out certain apa yang dia cakap, I pun macam oh shit, betul apa yang Abel cakap, it's not a career yet, it's a job. Apa yang kita buat ni is job, a day to day, bukan day to day, a weekend job, something event yang kita datang kan. Adakah cukup ataupun tidak, it's all depend on how you manage your money. So ada disiplin kat situ, how you manage your time, how you manage your relationship with your wife. Mungkin tak banyak spend masa sebab you kena kejar, kena usaha, kena hustle untuk dapatkan your hasil kan. So kalau ada orang kata boring ke apa ke, I rasa you tak buka hati you lah untuk dengar both Sir Cloud punya cerita as well as Desaifer punya cerita. And that's why kita punya topik is the cabaran, how both of them, ni baru secebis I guess, macam Abel cakap, kalau dia cerita
semua tak jawab pun soalan pun sebenarnya
tak ada apa, but it's like the story tu dah menceritakan banyak benda, menjawabkan beberapa perkara, but obviously tak cukup. Obviously there's a lot more to be told, a lot more to be, orang kata, dirungkaikan lah Minji.
Tengok Ben, kau punya sembang, tengok Din dia punya pendam daripada tadi, tunggu habis tu, sekali dia keluar hang kau.
Tak, dah lebah mata tu. Sekelap kau buka cerita dah lebah mata dia.
Aku tahu Sekelap pun nak cakap something. Sekelap go.
Itulah. I mean, actually, kan the title for this podcast kan patutnya Esports Save Our Life macam tu.
Betul, tapi kita tak tahu dia cerita is like this.
Yeah, and kita ada satu recurring team kat sini yang tiap-tiap minggu akan berlaku, which is sama ada kita orang sedar ke tak sedar ke, kita orang punya guest ataupun dua guest kita orang mesti ada correlation something lah, whether diorang pernah berjumpa, bekerjasama in e-sports, ataupun diorang punya cerita, ataupun diorang punya struggle tu lebih kurang sama. And you guys, the title memang ialah e-sport somehow kind of save your life, kind of make you guys afloat dekat this current situation, this current ni. Even Abel before pandemic, before COVID, macam Sir Cloud during that time juga, or it's because of pandemic juga menyebabkan you hilang mata pencarian utama you, Sir Cloud.
Yeah, that's true. But if anyone ask me were to be like, okay, can I drop everything? Boleh tak I quit my job untuk pergi sport? No.
I'll
See,
slap
Abel had the same
whoever did that
reaction.
way.
Yeah.
I'll slap the socks out.
Most of them tak quit their job, I guess, for you guys. Dorang kalau boleh nak teruskan lagi. That is such a big safety net yang ada. And then dorang, I mean, in a perfect world, I would say macam you guys nak ada that day-to-day job. So that ada safety net, every month they do it. At the same time, buat juga what you're passionate about, the esports apa semua tu. That is my kind of perfect world lah, I would say. Setengah orang might achieve it, might ada benda tu. But yelah, tak semua orang bernasib baik untuk living that particular life, living that particular road lah basically.
Itulah sebab orang kata apa, outside people mungkin kata oh best lah hidup di dalam esports. Esports
Buka komputer, stream, dapat duit kan. Dia fikir macam tu.
That is a whole different conversation.
But people did not know that orang kata apa, di sebalik senyuman, di sebalik untuk semua orang lah yang orang kata apa di dalam dunia esports ni, memang ada sembunyi orang kata apa kesukaran di dalamnya. Tetapi perbezaan kesukarannya adakah sedikit, banyak, ataupun risikonya tu sangat-sangat berat.
Betul.
Untuk dipikul. Sementara kita nak tunggu Adin lap air mata dulu, berai air mata kita
Tak boleh. I kena tukar dengan story guys. Sambung please sambung. I ada soalan sebenarnya tapi mungkin MJ boleh tanya dia punya part dulu.
So aku rasa aku ada beberapa soalan lah dekat sini, so aku go through terus lah. Okay, despite on korang punya cerita, lanjutan daripada cerita, so kita masuk ke kita punya persoalan. So aku nak tanyalah, atau setuju ke tak daripada segi impact yang on industri sukan ni, impact dia kepada ekonomi, pandemik, social media, social activity, teknologi negara dan even dunia. Adakah isukan memberi impact yang besar ataupun 50% or just 20%? Mungkin Abel boleh cerita dari segi sudut ekonomi ke ataupun
Ekonomi.
teknologi ke, apa-apa saja yang boleh bagi impact. Isukan punya impact.
Isukan dalam ekonomi. Pendek cerita macam ni lah. Di dalam sukan nyata, bola sepak tu boleh menjana berbilion-bilion dolar.
Betul.
Itu di atas padang. Apabila orang kata kita cakap tentang bola sepak, kelab Manchester United, berbilion dolar revenue generated.
Betul.
Real Madrid, Barcelona. Esports ni pun boleh pergi ke sana dengan syarat ia dilakukan dengan betul. Apa yang dimaksudkan dilakukan dengan betul, Abel rasa nanti mungkin Secloud akan boleh top up in that sense. First and foremost, know the reason why you develop esports. Is at the end of the day, it's all about money and sense. Tak boleh disembunyikan. Lantas, dalam melaksanakan money and sense, business model itu kena efficient. Jangan ada ketirisan di dalam pengurusan wang tersebut. Jadi orang kata nak menjana lagi esports, bermula dengan grassroots. Everybody talks about grassroots. How do we develop grassroots? Kita boleh cakap 1001 cara. Tetapi apabila kembali kepada duit, pastikan yang pertama, duit tu kena ada in the first place. Jangan gebang saja kata duit ni berbilion-bilion dolar tetapi kita tak nampak di mana duit itu pergi. Dan apabila duit itu nampak, belanja dengan betul. Dan jangan ada isu hang makan sana sikit, aku makan sini sikit. Itu maksud Abel. Ketirisan di dalam ekonomi dalam esports. Everybody will get their profit once semuanya berjalan dengan lancar. Itu pendapat Abel. Apabila pembangunan grassroots itu betul, infrastruktur itu betul, planning itu betul, execution itu betul, marketing, so on so forth. Dan lepas kemudian, apabila semuanya lancar, bila untung, baru di-sharekan sama rata. Janganlah duit itu dikata, nah ini baldi. Dalam baldi ni ada air dan wangnya, tetapi bawah ini sudah pun dicucuk-cucuk. Airnya pun turun. Maka bila dibawanya ke atas, baldi itu sudahnya kering.
Adin tak boleh nak. Adin boleh brain Adin?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Ya, aku rasa kita sudah satu parlimen sekarang ni.
Tak,
aku agree.
Tak, kau macam kena tempias tadi, bocor tadi.
Tak, aku gatal sikit kat sini. Macam bocor.
Kalau orang nak cakap pembangunan isukan, tell me when I started the trade back in 1990s. Apabila kita duduk kat CC main Half-Life. Kenapa waktu dekat situ kita berjuang bukan kerana hadiah, bukan kerana duit. Kita menang hamper saja. Tapi disebabkan semangat untuk menang tu ada.
Betul.
Sekarang kita talk about money. Show me the money. Betul. But guys, that is not the way, guys. Money comes second. Semangat tu datang dulu. That's for me.
I totally agree with that. I mean, I can laungkan especially the part when it comes to money wise, like even back in the day I started off just I just take it as a serious hobby. Just like you don't need to even pay me pun tak apa. And I need little do I know yang I boleh sampai ke tahap ni lah kan. Like, but nowadays like what Abe kata lah kan, everything is like money first. Like, how long have you done this? I tak pernah buat tapi you kena bayar I. You know, there's a lot of this. Yeah. Right. There's a lot of this. Like I mean, it's dia pilihan masing-masing. Don't get me wrong.
Betul.
It's just that it is
But-
peredaran masa. But
Hmm,
it is losing the essence of kenapa kita buat all this in the first place. Yeah.
Agree.
So that is from a community standpoint like, and I wanted to add on a point daripada Abe tadi yang cakap pasal setiap step tu kena ada pengurusan yang baik lah kan, especially when it comes to it as a business lah kan. Sebab sebenarnya so I interact with also a fair number of people outside of esports juga, because I write articles for news outlet yang non-esports related. So everyone looks at me as this alien guy, is like, oh dia ni budak main game je. Padahal in reality I have very little time to play games. In reality. So I know that actually the esports community is actually a very, very small community as compared to the entire world. It is like 1% of maybe the Malaysian population. It's that small. It's super small. So so when I come back to the other side of the esports community kan, dia rasa macam, oh kita shock sendiri, we know everything about esports, we know how to manage this. Tapi sebenarnya people on the outside is waiting for us to fail. The moment we fail one time, diorang akan macam, oh esports ni budak jahat, or esports ni makan duit, or and esports ni blah, 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 tempat cuci duit, or whatever it is lah kan. Orang tunggu kita untuk fail je. This is by example what was SEA Games, and nasib baik SEA Games kita bawa balik. Bukan saya nasib baik lah kan, skillfully kita bawa balik the goal in SEA Games. But you can imagine kalau kita dapat nothing from esports for SEA Games, what will happen?
Oh, terbakar,
The
terbalik.
backlash banyak.
Yeah, so it is multiple levels of people actually waiting for us to fail, down to parents waiting just to say esports ni untuk budak jahat je, jangan bagi anak main game.
Agree. I mean, I still remember that my father was so mad at me back then. But I do understand why. It's because my father is from the old gen.
Betul?
Seperti mana me, maybe Sir Club, maybe some of us also, from the old gen of esports people, bila tengok orang buat benda baru macam, guys, kembalilah kepada grassroots jalan asal. So, that's where now it took me like what? Since I was darjah 6, I started playing. Until now, I show Dad, I represent Malaysia casting for FIFA. Dad, I'm on TV. Dad, I'm giving a talk and this, that. Okay, now I understand what were you telling me for almost like 30 years ago. So santai, it takes time. Tapi bila kita dah at this level, tiba-tiba that people want to chop down the tree yang dah bertumbuh, sedih lah. Pengorbanan kita, suka duka kita ni pun akan yang kata apa? Terasa terbazir lah.
Wasted lah.
So ada komen Muhammad Syafiq Iman, esport is for the passion, not for the money. Yeah.
Itu my supporter, dan claim dulu.
Dan claim, welcome Syafiq. Thank you for tuning us with us. So okay, Adin teruskan.
Aku just sikit je lagi. But I really like apa yang Abang cakap tu lah, in terms of the passion, not for the money, apa yang kita cakap tu. Because what aku macam mana kata, what aku not concerned, but what aku macam memainkan minda aku, this is mungkin specifically for MLBB lah. I'm talking about our Malaysia punya achievement in the world stage sekarang ni is kind of like dah lama kita tak pegang. Kita bertanding dekat world stage for MLBB, you know, for dulu kat M2, now upcoming M3, MSC pun kita ada South East Asia punya championship. Yes, kita bertanding, kita memang akan layak bertanding, but dan lagi kita tak dapat nak pegang tahta, kita tak dapat nak pegang the pride of becoming the best in Southeast Asia, the best in world. Macam mana FIFA boleh pegang, macam mana FIFA boleh top 3 ranking in the world. So I don't know lah, macam the direction dah terubah ke, the passion daripada dulu, yang dulu memang semangat berkobar-kobar kalau main dekat CC, lagi ramai duduk kat belakang kau, lagi macam shit ramai saya tengok aku main, so aku kena perform gila ni kan, the whole thing kan, semua duduk dekat satu PC nombor 25, beribu orang duduk kat situ, beribu orang nak tengok kan. So aku tak tahu lah, the passion tu semakin lama sebab semakin generasi dah berubah. So instead of the passion, it's about the money. Macam kita bertanding je dah dapat duit, you know, menang tak menang tolak tepi, wakil je pun dah dapat duit from this, from there, from this, from there kan. So the passion tu untuk menang tu dah semakin lama semakin berkurang sebab the outlet of money coming in from here and left out, which aku tak kisah, you know, that is your rezeki, that is you nak kejar benda tu kan, your own mata pencarian duit lah. But I hope lah, I really hope that the passion tu boleh sematkan balik dalam diri semua, and untuk orang-orang ikon-ikon Malaysia seperti Cloud dan juga Desaifer, dia boleh membasuh anak-anak muda ini punya persepsi supaya do it for the batch, do it for the Malaysia, do it for your country, instead of the money. Because if you do it for your country, you make your country proud, the money will come in, definitely. Itu tolak tepi lah. I mean, obviously lah, rezeki tu, God put the word kan.
Bang.
But if you do it for your country, you buat your Malaysia proud, you perform yourself memang betul-betul, insyaAllah lah, the financial insyaAllah will come in from wherever pun kita tak tahu.
Actually, I have a statement to that, tetapi people will kill me if I say it.
You wanna sit back or you wanna say?
I want to hear it.
Yeah,
Why, because we are selling that esports can make money.
Good point.
Okay.
Let me put it in apa ni, bahas in a word. Waktu dulu kita cakap, oh man, kita champion. Tetapi sekarang ni, sedar atau tak sedar, di akhbar, di media massa, di social media, esports menjana pendapatan. Esports boleh menjana wang. Esports adalah career. When we are feeding this kind of notion to younger generation, ini tali kepada yang tadi Sir Cloud cakap lah. Oh, kalau main esports boleh buat duit, aku nak drop lah. Aku tak nak belajar lah, aku tak nak kerja lah, aku nak buat ni lah. That is very dangerous.
Agree.
Macam Abel, when I lost my job, I only have casting. That is my only source of income. And I pray to God that Alhamdulillah that I still was with Garena. Dan Abel masih lagi dengan Games Bond percaya dengan Abel. Dan kalau kita tolak esports to equation, I'm out. So jadi Abel hidup dalam esports kerana dalam keadaan kesukaran Abel. Tetapi kalau kita menjual idea kepada anak-anak muda, masuk esports boleh dapat pendapatan. Masuk esports boleh jana pendapatan. Masuk esports you can have this. Then how are we going to instill pride in our country?
Betul.
Abel bukannya seorang jurulatih sukan. I have my own club. It's not all about money. It's all about the pride, the trophy, the pride. So what do you think, Andrew? I mean, do you share the same idea or would it be a different angle from my punya view?
Actually, I share the same idea. Not because kita dekat podcast and I want to look good with you lah kan.
Jangan. What do you think? Because I know we almost share the same point of view. So what do you think?
Betul. Because so what is covered by the media is this. Jadi streamer boleh beli Mustang. Okay. This is what's covered by the media. But tak dinafikan.
Yes.
The 1% made 1%. It. The 1% made it. The reality is that 99% daripada orang yang cuba nak melibatkan diri dalam esports ke and sesuatu dengan dia doesn't make it. Doesn't make it. Itu adalah reality dia. That's why bila orang cakap, oh, I want to start streaming because I nak beli Mustang satu hari nanti. This is, I will tell you, go get a job. Seriously. Betul. Go get a job, go study if you want to get that Mustang. Sebab it's not realistic. It is only the 1% that ada element of skill plus luck plus feng shui plus jumpy plus I don't know whatever it is lah kan. Semua lah kan. That makes it. 99% doesn't make it. So I think I agree with Abe in the sense that the media should also cover how tough is it? How is the 99% doing? Because a lot of people are macam tu lah. Oh, I stream hari ni I start stream. So I nak dapat my first cash out the 10,000 star. It doesn't work that way. Okay. And it saddens me also that people stream because of money. I start stream because I want to talk about Dota, because I want to ni lah kan. And things have changed to be like, okay, money focus. Okay, I mean that one is very personal lah kan. But because it has become money focus, people get disappointed. Lepas seminggu tengok, oh rupanya susah nak dapat 10,000 star ni and all that lah kan. And then it's like, oh I wasted my time. So and then dah tak nak buat dah. So seminggu macam tu wasted je. When if you go and work, you probably earn that 10,000 star through a salary.
Betul?
Kan, in a week. So that's why kita tak boleh letak that mentality of like, okay, I stream because of money. I think if you ask any of the Mustang owners lah kan, if you ask any of them masa mula-mula, diorang stream mesti bukan sebab money. Masa mula-mula, the first edition mesti.
Correct. I agree sebab I have no issues with those who made it.
Yeah, absolutely. No issue.
I mean, dude, they are my friends also. I mean, we are all in the same community. Tetapi kita sepatutnya lebih berhati-hati dengan kata-kata lah. Do not sell the idea. Do not force the motion mengatakan esports can guarantee you jumlah pendapatannya lumayan. Abel di dalam dunia casting FIFA, I am lucky. Abel cakap jujur, Abel lucky daripada hampir masuk kubur, literally, Abel sekarang ni berjaya dan Abel among the only anak Melayu yang mengulas di FIFA bahasa Melayu. I am lucky. And I'm sure Sir Cloud, you also with your challenges also keluar daripada the grave that was waiting for you. It was hard. Tetapi itulah cabarannya sekarang ni. Tentang esports, kembali kepada topik asal kita, cabarannya ialah telling what is correct, not assumptions. Untuk Abel lah.
Betul. I agree.
Kita ada
It's not
kejap Marzuki. Is the COVID era sort of contributing factor for e-sport boom in Malaysia? Sebelum menjawab soalan ni apa, Adin, kau nak cakap apa tadi? Cuba.
Tak, aku pun sebenarnya nak go through that question. Tak payah.
Okay.
Mungkin kita boleh pass dekat Sir Cloud for the question. Is COVID era contributing e-sport dekat Malaysia ni or not?
Okay, can I pass this one to Abe tak? Because Mazli is my supporter. So we talk a lot.
We talk a lot. Okay. Silakan.
Take it away. COVID era sort of contributing factor for esports boom in Malaysia. Sebelum COVID pun boleh dikatakan esports dalam keadaan mencanak naik. So jadi itu dengan orang kata apa, tanpa COVID. Dengan COVID ini dia membantutkan seketika kerana tak boleh nak buat on-site event.
Betul.
Yes.
Kalau tak ada COVID, mesti korang akan berjumpa dengan you punya super fan, iaitu Abang Sir Cloud kita mengulas di tepi big screen, menjerit, memberikan orang kata apa, ulasan-ulasan yang penuh inspirasi kepada viewers di offline event. Tetapi bila dah offline tak ada, event pun makin berkurangan. Kenapa? Sebab faktor-faktor, contohnya nak buat offline event memerlukan wang. So jadi bila dah COVID-19, tak ada wang yang circulate di dalam ekonomi sistem, so susah orang nak membelanja. So jadi apa yang ada adalah offline event, walaupun banyak tetapi tidaklah se-grand scale kita berada di Melaka. Ya Andrew, ya kita dekat Johor.
I think Sir Cloud ternikut.
Bukan, dia bertapa. Dia
bertapa.
Yes.
Okay, silakan. Sambung. Dia tengah kumpul zen dia.
Zen. So jadi kalau kepada Muazli cakap is the COVID era sort of contributing factor for esports boom in Malaysia, it's a catalyst for online event. However, esports in Malaysia is already on a high trajectory. It is going up and always so ever going up. And also the talent pool is now becoming even better and better and even better than before.
I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, before COVID pun memang obviously I'm not an old timer yang dulu start, because aku pun literally baru-baru lagi. So aku pun nampak the momentum of before COVID pun esports semakin lama semakin berbesar. Just waiting for that trajectory is like going up lah basically kan. Event upon events. Banyak people pun trying to get into the particular esports scene, and COVID hits, adalah slight hit because you cannot do offline event. Macam Abel cakap, there's no money circulating in the economic punya system, so susah you nak buat particular offline event. But hey, you still have online and still akan enhancekan lagi online. You know, got online shows, event, tournament, even biggest of PMPL, FIFA League or even MLBB pun semuanya online. But yeah, hopefully lah, maybe mungkin tak lah dalam masa terdekat, we can get back to the offline scenes where you can support Abel, you can support Sir Cloud, boleh support Mim J juga dekat Masya. Tak adalah, kurang
Dan
je.
juga support kita punya Abang Din kita.
Saya cakap nak support dia tu sebenarnya.
Itu sebenarnya
lah.
saya
Saya
patah
baru.
balikkan diri sendiri.
Saya baru. Saya kecil-kecil je. Kecil-kecil je.
Cloud is coming back. Cloud.
Saya ada kumpul Zan.
Dah habis lah Cloud, dah habis.
Okay, Sekar, okay.
Okay
Okay, tadi internet buat hal. So, ada Abel tadi.
Aduh.
Itulah.
Okay,
Ini mesti antena kena snipe dengan AK tadi ni. Daripada jarak jauh ni.
Itulah dia. Siapa kata 1% je? Dah kena dah.
Marah. Ada orang marah tu.
Itulah,
Ada
tengok
orang marah.
bila cakap dalam kehidupan pun kita banyak relate dengan game itu dah community sukan. So okay, so many things to talk. Memang kita kalau boleh nak sampai pagi kalau kita nak bincang pasal ni. Tapi aku ada satu sentence lah daripada seorang penggiat e-sport ni tahun 2018 lagi. Dia dah cakap, Oliver Jaros, dia adalah seorang manager partner untuk e-sport dekat Europe. So dia cakap, what may have taken the football industry over 150 years. Aku tahu Abel memang ada nulis pasal benda ni. 150 years to develop has been built by up the e-sport industry in less than 10 years. Faham tak? Maksudnya football punya industri tu 150 tahun dia orang bina, maksudnya sampai sekarang punya level, tapi e-sport less than 10 years. Benda ni dicakap masa 2018 tau, sekarang dah 3 tahun. So, apa pendapat Abel pasal benda ni? So, betul ke one day kita akan take over the bola punya industri? Kita tak tahu betul, mungkin kan.
Take over mungkin at the same part ke. You know.
Betul, sebab apa ni, again, waktu zaman Abel develop dulu, the scene develop dulu, kita panggil dia sebagai electronic gaming. Even World Cyber Games dulu, WCG dulu pun, Samsung WCG pun ke Cyber Games. So waktu tu kita lebih kepada game-game apa ni, macam StarCraft. Lepas tu ada FIFA.
Betul.
Tetapi sedar atau tidak sedar, FIFA ni berdasarkan game yang nyata di atas padang bola sepak. Mainstream. Apa ni, contohnya macam cricket, macam tenis, Madden, F1, semua tu memang sukan atas nyata. So didigitalizekan di dalam arena e-sukan. So jadi dia punya attraction dia tu lagi laju kalau compare dengan traditional sports. Because everybody ada handphone. Everybody sekarang ni dah boleh kemampuan ada duit untuk beli konsol.
Betul.
Kalau tak ada konsol, boleh main FIFA dekat PC, yada. So jadi the spread of esports untuk FIFA tu lebih laju berbanding dengan apa yang berlaku dalam bola sepak 150 tahun yang lalu. So jadi ini mungkin orang kata apa, sedikit terkeluar daripada apa Abel nak daripada topik persinggahan kita. Mungkin statement tu juga merujuk kepada sports yang mainstream yang telah didigitalkan. Contoh,
FIFA.
kalau kita tengok kepada Madden, which is American football, yang macam rugby dia orang tu. Bila naik je esports, orang kenal budak-budak, oh we play games. Oh now we know apa berlaku di atas padang. Contohnya budak-budak sekarang ni, oh kita main bola sepak. Oh Barcelona ada Messi. Mana bola Messi dalam bola sepak? Betul. Apa dah tak baca berita ke?
Memang kena maki tau. Betul.
That's what I mean by your statement yang kata esports akan jadi lebih laju. Muazli cakap rindu FIFA 94. Yang ada Liga Malaysia players like Scott Off. 94 Abel tak main, surprisingly.
Wow.
If not mistaken.
Wow.
Was it 94? Was it? Oh, I played 98. That was World Cup. 94, I wasn't there. I wasn't playing that. I was playing another game. So, orang kata apa? That's the thing. Budak-budak zaman sekarang belajar daripada esports dulu, baru dia tahu apa jadi kat bola betul.
Betul. Serius, betul. Banyak gila contoh, betul.
That is truth. That is going to be facts. So untuk dunia esports, bagi Abel lah kan Andrew kan, because bola tu memang betul ada atas padang. So the correlation between game punya bola dan padang betul punya bola, there is a strong relation. However, untuk game-game yang lain, yang tak ada correlation dengan orang kata apa dunia nyata, is going to be sentiasa orang kata apa base in the digital world, and which is ever so growing. That's why PUBG is growing like no one's business. MLBB, in fact MLBB bagi Abel makes Dota, which I love, making
away.
obsolete straight away.
Betul.
Betul.
I'm so sad as well. I started from Dota macam ya, betul.
Because everybody has a phone and they can play.
Yes, betul.
I rest my case.
Dia senang cerita, Dota ni ataupun CSGO, dia game-game yang dekat PC ni satu komitmen tau. Dia kena ada, satu ada PC. And then if you want to play online, you kena ada internet. Benda ni selalulah kalau aku sembang-sembang dengan orang luar pun sama. Dia kata, kenapa game sekarang dah tak ada event Dota. Betul lah kan? Sekelab kan?
Yup.
Jarang lah. And then luckily MEL pun ada bring out Dota. Memang aku tengok kot. Aku sampai kan sebab sampai pukul 10 malam kot itu aku tengok, sebab memang kita orang rindu gila event Dota tau sekarang. Sebab mungkin sebab yelah. And then benda ni aku nak tanya dekat korang sebenarnya, killer question lah sebelum kita nak ni kan wrap up sebenarnya. Adakah scene game mobile ni Sekelab kan dalam industri mobile punya games, PC punya game pun pernah berkecimpung kan. Almost semualah. Konsol kurang sikit, I tak tahu, tapi I nak sembang sebenarnya mobile, adakah mobile ni dah bunuh game konsol itu sendiri ataupun PC itu sendiri zaman sekarang ni?
Wow, this is a very hot question. Sebenarnya, especially those who is still very PC master race.
Betul.
That I know of. There you go. I started as a console person back in the day. I mean, masih kecil-kecil dulu PC manalah kuat sangat nak main game lah kan. Console, I mean all sorts of version. You name it, I tried it. So and then we move on to PC gaming. That's where the love of Counter-Strike 1.0, I played that back in the day kan. Siap main tournament lagi. Back then there was no term. Esport wasn't even a term. And then fast forward to today, to the past few years, mobile, and is mobile going to be a PC killer?
Boleh dia tunjuk cerita lagi.
Oh, itulah, ini sangat-sangat dangerous ni. I mean, to a certain extent,
yes.
Yes. To a certain extent,
Senang.
Thank you.
Dia sebenarnya dia sayang lagi tau. Sekelab tu sayang tau nak cakap terbunuhnya PC tu.
Yeah, because you know, Dota has a very special place in my heart lah kan. Macam mana pun, Abel pun sama. Auto tahu orang tua kalau cakap pasal Dota ni. And semua nak claim sekejap kan. Oh, Dota. Mamba pun kejap lagi dia keluar tu dia claim. But it is what it is lah kan. I mean, mobile is the future, at least for Southeast Asia. So and why? And this discussion I have lah kan, like kenapa, like I have with other event organizer juga, dan diorang ada propose dekat klien, diorang cakap,
everybody is wondering.
diorang ada propose dekat klien, or diorang propose game lain selain daripada mobile games, and then the sponsor or the client or whoever it is yang bagi duit, especially the pemberi duit cakap tak nak, kita nak the ML, kita nak the PUBG. Because why? Auto, viewership is tinggi. It's back to this, the economics of it, the marketing of it. So kalau selagi ada viewership tu, selagi tu dia akan continue to grow, selagi tu PC games akan dilupakan. Here there's I have another real world example lah. So Valorant, there's this Valorant series lah kan, which is a top tier tournament for Valorant, dan dia berlangsung dekat kita punya Southeast Asia lah kan.
I think I know apa cerita kan.
Okay. I will not name which series it is lah kan. So originally there was plan for BM cast. for that. There was a BM segment originally. Tapi after ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, at the end of the day, the final decision is that no BM, only English. Why? It's because of the numbers. Back to the numbers. It's because numbers tu tak meyakinkan based on whatever research they dah done lah kan. So if this continues to go and also the game developer themselves don't take some risks, this goes out to macam Valve and all that. Valve, I'm looking at you.
Valve,
I'm always very critical about
I
Valve.
drop.
Kalau I can speak to Gaben, right? Dah lama dah. Because they don't like, okay, let's just take some risks, and that's one example. It shows that game developers pun dah macam, okay, I mean, you can't blame them. It is business wise. It is dollars and cents at the end of the day. Diorang tak boleh just burn money macam tu for nothing. So you can't blame them for making that decision. But it just means that they are forced to make that decision. And at the end of the day, what will happen is that the game will slowly die off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a slow death lah. Apa yang keeping it strong is that the community. Now it's down to the community who believe in the game. So if we take Warif for example, Warif is a good example sebenarnya. Oh, can I say Warif kat sini? Tanya Adi dulu.
Boleh. Kita tak ada apa-apa kat sini.
Tanya dulu nanti. Okay, never mind.
NDA dulu.
Macam boleh kontrak. Ada apa-apa kontrak. Tak ada.
Okay, so that game, what the developer did was dia originally ada the PC version lah kan, which has loyal fans, Garena people looking at you, and kan tengok atas, and then they come out with a mobile version. What my observation is that dorang come out with a mobile version, and you see that there is a lot of loyalty from the PC era people. But of course, to be fair, they just started. They punya pro series just started like 2 seasons. So let's not start comparing games and all that. Like that's not the main point. The main point is that dia kena ada the push and the risk that is willing to be taken by the developer itself. Bayangkan what if tak pernah ada the mobile version for Warif or League of Legends. Nobody would even talk about the game. Who cares about the game? At least sekarang dia keluar and developers yang take a risk and diorang and the game dah semakin naik lah. But if we look at it from coming back to the whole question of whether mobile killer, you see the peredaran is that yes, to answer the straightforward question, yes, it is the peredaran that even businesses have to mengaku. In this region, it is mobile first.
Yeah, of course.
So
That's
one day
where-
PC will gone lah. PC games will... They're still there, but the event I think is a bit...
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, dia akan
Correct.
macam tu je lah. Macam okay, the organizers won't even bother to do localized version because it's not worth it anymore. Things like that will happen.
And plus, dengan this pandemic, everybody goes for mobile because every Tom, Dick and Harry has a kata apa? Phone. Kecuali specialized niche game macam FIFA. FIFA is so strong, they still carry on dengan console punya tournament.
Okay.
Can I ask Abe this question?
Okay.
Can I ask Abe? Okay,
Go on,
I nak
go on.
tanya soalan. So FIFA ada mobile version.
Aku pun nak tanya soalan ni.
Oh, you're going there. Okay, kenapa FIFA community tak menyambut mobile version?
Betul.
Well, this is just again my opinion again lah. Even though FIFA boleh main dekat phone, Abel pun ada. Tetapi the fact of the matter is, Badan Persatuan Bola Sepak Dunia works with the console punya version. As simple as that. FIFA Global Series, console and Xbox.
Dia tak go for mobile Dia tak go for
No, because apa ni, that's how they work.
So can I like sum up macam developer has a big role to play.
Correct.
Because tengok sebab developer tak push the mobile despite mobile is growing. So the community for console is still strong, but it's also the economics that say mobile is bigger and diorang ketegak tak nak move over to mobile and they still remain just as a strong community.
Correct. And also talking about risk, going for the Valorant caster BM, FIFA took a risk to have a bahasa Melayu punya caster. FIFA also took a risk to have an Indian caster for Indian region. They also have they also have Saudi punya caster for Middle East punya region. So it depends also on the developer jugalah. I totally agree on that one. For example, right, if they do FIFA, they can go for English, but they already have a localized punya caster there. And macam you mentioned, for the community, they took the risk and it paid off. And also we have like Malaysia, especially dah Malaysia ranking nombor 3 dunia, takkanlah dia tak nak utilize the numbers also. Smart business move also lah, like you mentioned. In my point of view.
I agree. It comes down to the one who provide the money ish lah. If they say this A, then A lah, is this something like that. But that's a very banyak benda kalau kita buka satu topik lagi, dia punya kupasan dia macam banyak lagi lah. But aku suka apa yang Muhammad Amirul cakap, just to sum things up. Dia kata dengan adanya pandemic ini, dengan adanya COVID ni, the emergence of new talents yang kita dapat nampak dari segi pro player, dari segi broadcaster, dari segi casters as well. Kita semakin lama semakin nampak lah apabila ada pandemic ini kan. And aku suka pendekkan sebab dia punya panjang sikit. But aku suka dia kata new streamer are on the rise and now more lively. Abel is our new Martin Tyler. Martin Tyler tu aku dah menyirap lah dengan suara dia start kali komen FIFA. Aku geram betul kena sebab komentator sama je dengan dia tu kan. So, lepas ni mungkin who knows the next FIFA Abel ada kat situ, Sekaichi ada kat situ. Gila-gila.
Actually not many know that waktu Abel dengan Matt mengulas dekat Berjaya Times Square, 5 bahasa keluar. BM, BI. Okay. Lepas tu kita ada Arabic, Tamil, Japanese.
Wow. How did Japanese come? Wait. Bagi sikit.
Tak, my Japanese comes out on a flash. Dia bukannya macam I make a sentence, you know. Macam Arabic, I can make sentence out of it. For Japanese, suddenly I can just say, honto ni hito go kawaii desu.
Kau boleh
Lepas tu tiba-tiba Matt cakap dalam bahasa Tamil pula. Lepas tu last kali kita orang sedar dekat Berjaya Times Square tu bukan orang tengok screen, orang tengok kita orang. I still remember this one Arabic guy, dia datang dekat Abel turun sebab game dah habis. Dia cakap Arab terus sampai Ya صديقي أنت تتكلم لغة عربية ما شاء الله جيد جدا لا ممكن أنا قليل فقط سكيت only وما شاء الله you speak English also. You start talking, where are you from? Oh, are you from UIA? Oh, I study in UIA also. And we start talking like no one business, and then suddenly Marshall game dah nak start cepat naik.
It was in the heat of the moment lah, bahasa-bahasa tu keluar apa semua. But
in the heat of the moment, and mungkin itulah sebab waktu nak masuk FIFA tu, diorang ada audition. Actually, I audition almost any language yang Abel tahu.
Wow.
We had audition also untuk FIFA. So Matt got the English. Abel waktu tu try local language, bahasa Melayu, a spark of Arabic, a spark of Japanese pun keluar. Tiba-tiba dapat email pada pukul 12:30 malam masa Malaysia, you are doing bahasa Melayu. And I was like, diam kejap, lepas tu menangis satu rumah. Mak dengan semua keluar. Kau kenapa Hafiz? Kenapa nangis? Lepas tu my wife cakap, tak, Hafiz dapat mengulas dekat FIFA. And then mak cakap, okay, mak masuk, mak tak faham dulu. Lepas tu esok pagi baru cerita kat mak, baru mak pun, dengan mak pun sekali nangis dengan kita. So, you are commentating for FIFA yang buat World Cup tu ke? Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I got there lah. Voice pack Abel.
Voice pack Abel satu please. We need that.
Betul juga voice pack masukkan kan. Mana tahu insyaAllah one day.
I would buy FIFA the latest version just to download the voice pack.
Just to download, lepas tu main on goal nak dengar cakap goal dia.
Oh Allah, mu buat gapo gitu on goal.
Kelantan version kan. Siap ada Kelantan
version. Tak, Kelantan version lepas sebulan dah keluar DLC. Kelantan version.
Gomo Kelantan gomo.
Okay lah. I mean before kita
lah.
before kita wrap salah lah. Sebab kita kena selalu tanya soalan ni, MJ.
Betul.
Okay. This is a very light question. Jangan risau. Kita dah slow down, kita dah mellow down.
Dah kering dari mata.
Dah habis dah ni.
Banyak sebenarnya. InsyaAllah mungkin kita akan panggil balik ke on the next lain
Part 2
topik ke.
Part 2 nanti kita bagi.
Betul, part 2.
Okay. So since pandemic right now apa semua kan, stay at home apa semua. Mungkin Secloud dulu, ada kita go seven. Secloud, apa you buat in your spare time dekat rumah sekarang ini? Tak boleh keluar pergi mana-mana. Well, sekarang ni technically boleh lah keluar sikit-sikit, dah ada second dose ataupun first dose. But yeah, throughout the whole pandemic tu, apa yang you buat selain daripada
PC.
Selain daripada main game,
Main
PC apa semua, selain daripada tu.
No 3D, no devices lah.
No device related lah.
Yes.
Alamak. But because
alamak sih, Din.
Okay, but actually, to be honest, I have very little time for myself nowadays. Like especially when I started the esports path, then I already told myself that okay, no, I give up on like stabilizing my life with a proper career and all that. Like, and so I've been super busy. So even this chair, actually, that's sebulan I sleep on this chair. I wake up, I turn on the PC, I go live again, or I do whatever it is like, and because I would normally finish doing stuff like subuh. So actually it's all about work for me like kan. So whether I'm casting ataupun I'm writing articles untuk external news portals about esports and people look at me like alien. Like betul, when I try to explain to them, oh my next topic is this, and then they'll be like, I don't get it but you write first. Macam tu lah. Or I am doing my content, so I still run my YouTube and stuff like that, and I stream on Facebook juga, so that's something that I do. Besides that, I also run the SC Esports business, by the way. Yeah, actually under ni pakai dua lapis ni, panas ni ya. Tak nampak.
Oh, okay, nampak.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, until we talked about bola like, and then this had to come on. So that is actually being run by me as a business. So whatever business discussions that I have for myself that people want to collaborate with me is the same that I do it for that as well, and helping to run the daily operations and all that. And on top of that, there ni Papa Muas baru cakap Kroni
bos.
Kroni.
Ada orang cakap Secloud jaga kucing free time.
Actually itu betul. Jaga kucing tu pun satu juga. I have 5 ekor kucing. Yeah, and other than that, jadi Kroni EVOS. So I'm the analyst for EVOS VIP, which is the PUBG Mobile team for EVOS. So that takes a lot of my time now that the Pro League tengah jalan.
So do you have time to nak tengok movie ke, online movie ke? Tak ada.
Still not related device, maksudnya pergi keluar ke,
Oh ya, pergi keluar ke, I don't know, something ke, jogging ke.
Okay,
bawa kucing jalan ke.
Dia still cakap pasal e-sport tau.
I know, right? If you say keluar, okay, now dah okay sikit, I got my second dose and whatever like that. Get your vaccine, by the way. I go to the EVOS house je lah.
Gaming juga.
Ni apa kau buat?
Dah lah.
Selain
Secloud memang hidup mati gaming tak boleh lah.
Hidup mati kerja.
Okay. Abang lah.
Makan ke? Aku rasa Secloud tak makan
tu hidup aku.
Tak ada, selain game. Tak boleh sembang pasal game. Selain daripada game. In your spare time.
Jadi husband je lah.
Okay, then what do you do with
Melayan wife lah.
Jadi husband je lah, itu je lah. Kemar rumah, masak.
Okay, then kalau weekend macam tak ada kerja sangat, you take your wife jalan-jalan ke ataupun to the park ke?
Tak juga, kita orang memang ikut SOP yang se-strict yang mungkin. Sebab kita orang tak nak expose diri kita orang. Walaupun dah cukup double dose apa semua, even tadi pun keluar seorang je pun pergi beli groceries. Lepas tu balik mandi, potong ikan, siang ikan, simpan apa semua dah.
Masak-masak.
Betul. Yang penting wife dia jadi pemaisuri. Itu aja yang penting.
Wow. Patutlah rezeki tiba-tiba datang.
Bercurah.
Tapi orang kata bab yang paling malas sekali lah bila time nak sapu sampah. Habuk saja rumah aku ni. Hampir betul. Tak,
Sekelak.
I do nothing much apa beside daripada buat my jadual apa projection untuk lah, I taught you about money management apa semua, projection income, projection punya spending. Itu je lah, nothing
Betul
much
lah.
lah.
Dia ni memang apa Esports lah. Apa nak sebut ni pada Esports. Esports. Tengok Din kau kalau tak ada masa kau main basikal dengan wife kau tengok dia lagi kan, betul lah, kadang-kadang kau pun keluar ke, tapi diorang ni memang tak ada masa pun tengok jadual, tengok tu, tengok ni, memang betul busy. Tapi tak apalah, in the first place memang benda tu
aku kena ada diorang punya apa kata ni, not workaholic, diorang punya drive tu for working purposes. Aku kena absorb, aku kena apply kan for myself.
Betul.
You know what's the drive, Adin?
Yeah,
the drive is if we don't make this happen,
delay lagi.
We are not even alive today.
Yeah.
That is the absolute drive.
Yeah.
Agree.
And then lepas tu nak tambah lagi satu,
Hmm.
since a family man kan, because it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
You pegang tangan Tok Imam tu, you pegang tangan Tok Imam tu, if you fail, hell is gonna be chasing you.
Agree.
That's what keeps me moving.
Betul.
Agree.
Tak ada, soalan kita selalu dekat guest kita nak tahulah scene kita dalam e-sukan. So, other than e-sukan ni, apa benda sukan lain yang korang buat? Itu je.
Sebab kita orang pun tak tahu. Kita pun nak dapat idea.
Kita pun nak tahu sebenarnya. So, different guest kita dah nampak lah. Oh, orang ni macam ni, orang ni macam ni. Orang dah berkeluarga pun tak sempat nak buat benda lain kan, nak layan keluarga. Betul? So, macam Secloud sekarang dulu, yelah masa you cerita Andrew masa tadi you cakap tak kerja dah tak dapat sambung apa sebagainya, tapi sekarang jadi makin busy, rezeki tu datang dengan tiba-tiba and then kita kena sahut. Betul lah. So sampai tidur pun kat kursi Din, come on lah.
It's true.
Ini aku kalau tidur ni mati aku kena kejar dengan wife aku.
Orang lain semua dapat kursi, tengok kursi semua kursi gaming. Aku beli kursi office baru dapat kursi office ni.
Aku kursi liquid
Ini pinjam ni, nanti esok kena pulang kot ini.
Giver.
Dah tiba nanti.
Jangan.
Okay guys, kita pun tak nak ambil masa lama lah. Aku rasa dah banyak benda yang kita cakap, banyak benda yang kita kongsikan. Itulah, wrap up sikit Din. Kita punya episod daripada apa yang diorang cerita.
Part 2 on the way.
Part 2 on the way. Guys,
Okay,
kita kena panggil diorang balik. First of all, aku just nak cakap thank you so much dekat Abel dan juga Secloud. You know, too busy person, too busy individual striving in their own career, in their own pathway. May God bless you always, and semoga korang dimurahkan rezeki sentiasa. But thank you so much for taking your time hadir kat sini, give a bit of talk, a little bit of background story mengenai diri korang. But I'm pretty sure banyak lagi yang boleh diceritakan. Cuma yelah, kita pun kekurangan masa. And yeah, guys, banyak cabaran ada dekat e-sport. E-sport bukannya all fairy tale, semua indah, semua ni kan. Kita tak masuk lagi the dark side of e-sport, blah blah blah. So banyak lagi boleh diceritakan. So take e-sport something yang kalau korang tak tahu apa-apa, make sure tanya to the people yang tahu, yang the truth about e-sport, apa semua, the cabaran, the sacrifice yang you kena ambil. So with ni dua contoh terbaik yang kita ada. Kita ada banyak lagi contoh-contoh yang lain yang boleh ni kan. So please, kalau korang terlepas, kalau korang baru masuk, you guys can rewatch live stream ini semua, so that you guys can take note apa-apa yang diorang ceritakan. Very very good input, very very good points yang diberikan dari soal e-sport, dari soal live and e-sports, live and related with e-sport as a job, as a part-time ke and what not. But yeah, thank you so much Secloud dan juga Desaifer for being with us today. InsyaAllah kalau ada rezeki kita kena repeat ni nanti.
Secloud, shout out to your fan ke siapa-siapa, family, kawan-kawan sebelum kita ni.
Jadi I shout out firstly kepada friends and family. Friends is also family, family is also friends for me. Dia orang very very important for me. So kita ada Papa Muaz ataupun Muazli Mazuki. By the way, anak dia is a pro player main dekat PMPL. So
good luck.
Yeah, so dia sangat-sangat otai. Kita semua kalah, I can tell you that. So Cik Kamil dia daripada Kelantan. Tu yang dia tanya Abe asal mana.
Orang Kelantan.
Orang Kelantan.
Abe bini orang Waka Baru. Waka Baru. InsyaAllah nanti kelik nanti kita kecek.
Itu dia. So thank you. Syafiq Iman juga tadi pun ada juga. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Actually, this is a much needed content sebenarnya. Sebab banyak content dekat luar sana just focus on mindless entertainment. So I personally, I'm mindless entertainment. I'm like, okay, it's macam tu lah kan. Like I like this sort of stuff. So I think we need more of this. So kudos kepada Mamba. Who else is belakang tabir? I don't know kalau ada.
Ama our designer.
Designer lah
Ama,
Mama.
and of course to our host as well. Thank you. And tak sangka like me and tak sangka like we share a lot of same stories lah. Padahal kita baru jumpa satu kali je. Kalau bukan sebab pandemic, I'm sure kita jumpa banyak kali. So yeah. Good job
Actually,
everybody.
we were.
Teruskan.
Actually, habis event tu, we were nominated for the next major event.
Sukma. We were supposed to cast Sukma.
Sukma.
Wow.
Wow. Yes, actually.
Tengok
we
Din,
were
kita punya
supposed to cast
podcast ni
Sukma.
dia orang jadikan jejak kasih Din.
Yeah, but good job everyone.
Alright, thank you Seklap. Abang silakan. Kalau bagi Mimje cakap tak tahu dia jadi belakang. Abang silakan.
Abel tak ada nak cakap banyak lah, tetapi
tak ada
Abel
cakap
nak
banyak,
ucapkan terima kasih kepada family Abel yang berikan sokongan Abel di dalam esports
Thank
ini.
you tu.
Terima kasih kepada semua yang menyaksikan program kita pada malam ini, podcast Aperture kita ni. Thank you juga kepada Mamba, Mince dan juga Adin sebab sudi orang kata apa membawa saya yang tak seberapa ni ke dalam podcast ini. So I'm a nobody, trust me, I'm a nobody. I'm the person
You are somebody.
No,
who's always in the darkness.
No.
And also for the first time ever teruja dapat share the table also dengan my good friend Sir Club. Finally.
Kan?
Dapat jumpa on the same table.
Dulu
Tapi nanti-
bilik sebelah-sebelah.
Dulu bilik sebelah-sebelah menjerit sampai cameraman pusing 360 darjah tengok kita. But I'm sure one day I would love to learn. Allahu Akbar.
Itu bangga.
Comel
Bangga
comel
kot.
Yeah, this is the first picture that I got for my MFL punya job.
Nice.
Tapi everybody was like shocked tau bila kau dapat job tu. Memang bukan shock macam terperanjat lah kenapa kau dapat, tak, macam happy gila tau. Ya Allah, alhamdulillah ada kat orang Melayu yang wakil. Wish, memang
It's all rezeki
yes.
daripada Allah dan juga trust daripada korang.
Alhamdulillah.
So jadi kalau ada masa InsyaAllah Abel akan ada lah di dalam sukan.
InsyaAllah.
Abel tak tahu dah ke mana nanti Abel pergi nanti.
Alright, nice.
Allah.
Oi lagi.
Itu Matthew tu dah ada dalam kita punya jadual tau. Kita actually dah 3 minggu punya dah ada dah. Sebab
Kita dah plan dah nanti Matthew tu nanti. Mungkin insyaAllah akan bersama juga dengan kita. But before aku pass kat Mimje to wrap things up, Abel ataupun Seklot nak promote your Facebook page, boleh sebut sekarang ni, or Instagram or any social media yang you guys ada lah. Kita start dengan Desaifer dulu.
Abel social media segan sikit sebab Abel tak ada. No, just kidding lah. Kalau sudi nak follow Abel, boleh cari dekat Abel di social media Desaifer lah. Seperti mana yang ada dekat Facebook chat tu. Itulah, carilah tu Desaifer tu yang tengah komen tu page Abel. Dekat Abel punya Insta pun nama sama. So jadi orang kata apa, itulah dia. Abel just honestly, Abel bukannya followers yang sampai ada beratus ribu, berpuluh ribu. I'm just a normal guy, cuba untuk hidup dalam dunia ni. Abel Desaifer, kasih kekar.
Oi,
kasih kekar. Dia punya.
Seklot, sila.
Okay. So obviously I'm on Facebook. So Sir_Cloud. There's a long story behind that, but I won't go there yet unless kita ada part 2.
InsyaAllah boleh.
Part 2 is required
I think Abel kita kena buat part 2 lah. Banyak benda yang
Boleh.
nak
Sebab part
kongsi satu sama lain. Other than that, dekat Instagram @SirCloudMy. Actually I'm lucky to be able to get handles for all the social media sama. So apa pun type in SirCloudMy tu mesti akan ada. My because of Malaysia, baby. Yeah. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and lepas buat survey baru-baru ni, likely to have Twitter for to connect with international audience because all other platforms mostly is in PM. So I wanted to connect with people who watch me internationally juga. So yeah, stay tuned to that. So yeah, those are the 4 platforms.
Mantap.
So jadi untuk next second episode kan, Cloud kenapa nama dia Cloud, Desaifer kenapa nama dia Desaifer?
Yes.
Settle.
Dah ada
Mamba take note.
Mama take note. Okay, Mama, kau ada homework ke?
Manager boleh letak kot dekat kalender nanti.
Okay guys, kita pun dah nak wrap up. Banyak perkongsian yang dah dikongsikan oleh jemputan kita. Adin pun dah bagi dia punya conclusion dia tadi. So
Dah menangis sebut.
dah menangis dah pun. So very inspiring story. Memang kita banyak every episode kita kita punya jemputan dia ada story. Ada dia punya history daripada tak ada e-sport
Allah.
masuk e-sport. Allah, bahasa Melayu disukan. Tengok dia stalk kau terus malam ni habis semua.
Habis semua.
Itu dekat page tu.
So guys, sebenarnya kita nak panjangkan lagi tapi masa kita sangat singkat. So
Yep.
tak apa, kita boleh buat part 2. Diorang pun dah setuju dalam live. Dia dah minta part 2. InsyaAllah part 2. Guys, stay tune dengan episod akan datang. Kita daripada tujuan utama Aperture ni, podcast ni adalah untuk from community to community. Kita nak kembangkan kita punya industri sukan. Benda ni takkan mati insyaAllah. So jumpa lagi. Stay tune, stay safe, ambil vaksin siapa yang tak ambil vaksin. Hopefully kita jumpa on next episode. Aperture. Isukan. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Bye.